Underdog Daily with the Badge Bros, Nez and Jon. Why am I cold opening? You might be wondering. It's BBM day. Don't you want the face of the show to be doing the cold open? Well, I told Jon before the show started, I got a bit going for today. And he loved it so much that he said I need to open the show with it. I got the Hawaiian shirt on. You just got to open with it. So my plan for today is to take advantage of these stinky, rotten ADPs and publicly available rankings, and I'm ripping 150 puppies, well, technically 149 puppies today, and we're going to share the results on Wednesday. Jon, what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts?
I mean, I can't believe it. I mean, it's truly deranged behavior. It's incredible that you're going to attempt such a crazy feat. But I guess when you think about it, you know, you do 150 baseball drafts in a day. Sometimes you do 150 NBA. It sounds preposterous because it's best ball, because it's supposed to, you know, go the entirety of the summer. But when everybody's looking for the guy and we're going when puppy 2, when puppy 3, just remember this moment, Nez, that this is the guy right here making sure that puppy 3 is coming down the hatch, that puppy 5 is going to make it here because we got these 150 maxers in the first day. Truly sick, man.
Yeah, it's like definitely dumb, but you know, I want to try this. I want to try this out. Let's see how good drafting on day one really is. Mm-hmm. I'll do it in a puppy, and we'll see what happens. I'm pretty excited to do it. I always love doing this. I had a lot of success with it last year doing it. Like my advance rates are pretty solid. You know, toying with the strict positional limits, knowing exactly what I'm going to draft, knowing who my first like 8 picks are likely to be. And then just kind of doing good structural drafting from there. So we'll see, man. We'll see.
Okay, let's break this down. Let's talk about it then. Let's talk about this. Okay, so puppy being a time box contest versus BBM, it's probably better to do this in a time box style contest. Have we thought about when we think puppy is going to close? Dare say, I mean, I know it's day one and we haven't even given. Have you thought about like the dynamics of like puppy 1 closes in July or something, or does it close in June, or does it whatever? Because I'm trying to think about the schedule release dynamics, the bye weeks, the stuff like this.
Yeah, no, I didn't give any thought to that. My only thought was, hey, day one, ADP is a unshapen landscape at the moment, and I want to see if like drafting day one has the EV that people say it does. And I wanted to max on day one for the bit, and you know, probably make some people mad, probably get laughed at, do a little rage baiting on X. I'll probably be pompous about it. I don't think I'm going to be like, oh, I don't know how this is going to work out, but I'm going to 150 max for an experiment. No. I'm probably going to be a big time asshole about it when I tweet about it. But
it's got to be a heel turn bit. It's for sure got to be a heel turn bit. I love that. Yeah. Okay. All right. I respect everything associated with this. I respect the idea. How many of these do you think you'll hand draft?
Ooh, I don't really want to hand draft too many. What I'll probably do is like babysit a couple and see how awful they're going, and then like fire up you know, a queue of like 20 wide receivers if I'm like way behind, or like, you know, a bunch of tight ends if I'm like, oh my God, I'm about to get left with like, you know, Fannin, Delp and Claire or something. So I'll probably just babysit a couple, but I'm hands off, man. Like I really want these to be pure auto drafts.
Okay, cool. So then what is the biggest edge here? You're going to make a concentrated portfolio. You're going to have player stands that are better than ADP. You actually think ADP is a dumpster fire right now? Well, what's the edge here?
Yeah, I think ADP is definitely has a long way to go for sure.
Yeah.
There's a lot of assumptions made pre-draft about landing spots that never took place, and I think that's like where you really take advantage of it. So I think the thesis of the play is like, hey, I think that there is, you know, a very plus EV way to draft at the moment in terms of, targets, and that aligns with specific build types. And I'm gonna hammer those in.
Okay, last question, because I'm enthralled with this idea. I'm just gonna bring this up for a half second, just so everybody can see. We're talking puppy maxing here. Puppy maxing, 225K entries, 1 million total prizes, $100,000 to first, $750 to max. Enter it. 2 out of 12, 1 out of 10, 1 out of 6 with a 625 seat final. What structure of the majority of these builds are you going to be looking at for these 18-round drafts?
I think these are mostly going to be 2-5-8-3s.
2-5-8-3s. Okay, cool. So that's kind of what we deemed somewhat standard last year, but that does put a premium on the kind of like elite quarterbacks more so than the 3-6-6-3s or the stuff like that.
Yeah, I think the quarterback landscape is way too variant right now. You get some rooms where people are letting them fall, some rooms where you're looking at Aaron Rodgers in the 14th round. So I think that doing 2 QBs with a strong emphasis on the top end of QBs is the way to go if you're doing something like this.
Okay, cool. All right, dude. I love it. I respect it. I love the bid equity associated with it. I love that you came on wearing your Underdog floral to drive the point home that this is company man behavior here to get 150 in on day one.
Listen, it's a holiday, dude. It's a holiday. We're working on a holiday here.
It is kind of low key got that new style feeling of like a day after the Super Bowl where everybody's like that Monday feels like it should be a holiday or whatever. BBM launch day feels like holiday-esque in our landscape. But the irony in that is that it's a day that you want to be working, you want to be grinding, you want to be playing.
Yeah, for sure. Productivity in America is at an all-time low right now.
I respect it. Yes, we're going to get clowned for all this sort of stuff. Egger's the same. BBM dropped half the draft. Adam Silver's league. Of course we do, man, because we are the multi-sport draft leads out here. We cannot leave the hoops guys hanging. We cannot leave the baseball guys hanging because on a day like today, everybody's going to be doing the same thing and flooding the best ball lobbies, much like Nez is. But Nez, I will ask you, do we want to start with like hey, let's just build off this momentum we got right now and just jump into BBM right now and then close the show? Or do we want to do the timely stuff first?
Oh man, I thought we were gonna do the timely stuff first. Are you out? What do you?
I'm just throwing it out there.
You rugging me, bro?
I'm just throwing it out there. I'm throwing it out there. You're the guy today.
Jeez, man. I don't know. Maybe we do a BBM. I don't know.
All right. Let's start the show off right here. It is BBM day. It is all the flagship contests up in the lobbies here. The very first best ball mania on the program. Oh my goodness. We just get in there. Hopefully some friends and family got in there. We did not get an empty lobby, and we might just have to push the plane here. Damn, man, I hate when that happens. Last guy in the lobby there, and nobody gets in with us.
Well, got Neil Orfield in here at least.
There we go. Overflow draft. Bates is in the overflow. Get in the overflow there.
Friends and family in the overflow, it sounds like.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Nez is the guy every day. It's true. Yeah, I know. I got to hit the plane. But Eggers, we're all looking for the guy. And you were the guy, man. Yeah, you were the guy. Yeah.
And we not even a great draft spot either. So yeah, maybe we just plane this bad boy and
I really don't want to plane BBMs. I know the Solver draft assistant was working on becoming available for us here. I will give it fired up here and see if it is working, and we will see. I have not experimented with it this morning. I have not been in the lobbies. Have you
this morning?
Okay, have you done anything lobbies wise this morning, Nez?
Yeah, I did 3 BBMs and a puppy.
Okay. Yeah, it still says pre-draft and whatever. Yeah, so no solver assistant for us during this one. All right, cool.
Just straight nuts and bolts, bro.
Oh yeah, this is old school vibes here. Yeah, I have not participated yet, so we will see in real time here if we could piece this plane together or not.
Are you going to be all in on your guy Jadarian Price now that he's a Seahawk?
Dude, I mean, we talked about that one on here, let's make the first pick here. We see a bunch of yellow go in the middle there. We see Gibbs go. We see McCaffrey go. Jonathan Taylor here, Amon-Ra St. Brown, and then a whole bunch of green. Yeah, thoughts?
I think Jonathan Taylor.
Okay, sounds good to me. Yeah, obviously, kind of like this is going to be a little more vibes based in whatever we I watched bits and pieces of the draft over the weekend. What an amazing sports weekend just in general. But yeah, I guess we talked about the Colts on Off It On the Clock there. Can they add a running back, add whatever? They added like a 7th round guy, Seth Mc something or other.
McGowan.
Seth McGowan. All right, there we go. So, yeah.
Yeah, so nothing really doing there for the Colts, man. Like that's still like, I guess DJ Giddens' backup role, but he didn't even do much. I think they're just kind of screwed if JT goes down. Like I don't even think it's worth really, playing that backfield at this point.
Yeah. Jetty goes there. Saquon goes there. We're gonna have cover boy Ken Walker decision here. Also Trey McBride. Yeah, who do you like?
I'd say London, Rice, or Walker.
All right, let's go double green hunting then. I put Walker on the cover. People are really excited about Walker. Obviously, this new ADP and the way he screamed up during the pre-draft process or pre-draft ones were good. But yeah, I don't know how to feel about Ken Walker, man. Like he's never been that bell cow guy, and we've kind of always just wish casted upon him. But I don't know. Dare I say parallels to like the LaShawn McCoy era with Andy Reid that like, he didn't have to get 30 touches a game to be dynamic, explosive, and whatever when you had the pass catching role with Mahomes in a backfield like that, right?
Oh yeah, like if he assumes like that increased receiving role that we kind of saw in Seattle a little bit at shades of it, and then they went full sharps. But yeah, he needs that pass catching role for sure. Which KC typically has featured here and there because they're just kind of big fans of chunk plays. So yeah, I think that there's definitely ways where this like doesn't go well, but it's kind of hard to judge. We're going into a brand new season, and all the running backs, years and years before Ken Walker, were all like giga mid. It was just like touchdown hunting with those guys. So this is such a brand new face and a brand new stylistic fit for Kansas City. It'll be really interesting to see how it all fits together. They didn't do much in the draft for fantasy.
Yeah, I'm trying to think.
Emmett Johnson was like the most exciting pick they made, and that just kind of nuked his value.
Right.
Fun backup, fun handcuff, but
yeah. It's a good comp here. Our generation's Kenyon Drake. That's so real, man. That's so much pain. Where it's like we wanted it so bad. And the other guy that comes to mind, but was a little bit smaller and whatever, was Jerick McKinnon going to San Fran. And it was like everybody wanted it so bad. The fantasy community wanted it so bad. The CJ Spiller back in the day, like we all wanted it, and it just couldn't happen. But yeah, like this is my reaction's kind of like that Mavis and what Jumfries in here, like saying where it's like full fade Ken Walker, maybe, yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. I think it's a very, very polarizing pick there. Respooks rolling through here. Our guy Riley Taylor and dropping off $20 to the Badge Bros. Much appreciated, bro. Thank you so much.
What a G. That's how you win BBM right there.
Yes, it's true. It's true. Taking care of the fellas is how you get the run good on day one.
I dropped a membership milestone message on Pete's channel, and I've been paying member to Pete for 56 months now, man. Almost 5 years of being a member of a randomizer royalty.
Wow.
Over there on that channel. Crazy.
5 years.
Time flies. And then
I think mine's
Willis mogged me with I think he had like 62 right after
nice.
that.
Nez, we're kind of getting into a little bit of a sweet spot in the wide receiver section here. ETN's there. Josh Allen as QB1. We always kind of he goes there. Who do you like here?
I love Higgins and Olave here.
Okay.
Yeah, take your pick.
Let's take Higgins.
Okay. Yeah, I know it's like, we're the thing that I struggle with is like wide receiver 2 versus wide receiver 1 on their own team. But I'm just like all wheels up on the Bengals, man. And T. Higgins being attached to that offense, just it should be cinema. Hopefully their defense is bad again. But they're like Burrow in this offense, man, they're just gonna pass the ball a shit ton. And I just love like the ceiling and floor of Higgins in this offense.
Cool. Respect it. I mean, everybody's kind of saying like very similar things right now for the macro landscape of like, yeah, man, running backs fall off a cliff and the draft class was bad and we got bad landing spots and that sort of thing. But this little pocket of like, quote unquote, just name value talent feels like really strong.
Yeah, no, these rounds are fun for sure.
Yeah. Burden goes, Olave goes, Garrett Wilson. We could do some Zay stuff. We could not get buried by the running back stuff by doing Bucky and or Travion. Who do you like?
Zay is a popular click right now. I love JMO, and I know you're big on Evans as well. Or Loveland. Okay.
Let's do Zay there. Yeah, what were your thoughts about the Niners going? I mean, I have thoughts, but what do you think the thoughts on the Niners, like just like zagging or zigging or whatever taking a complete off the board wide receiver in the 30s there on the start of day 2?
I don't know what they're doing. I really don't know what their plan is there. Yeah, like I can't even like pretend like I know anything about the kid. I'm told, or what I'm hearing is like he's a good blocker. So got to spend a round 2 pick on a blocking wide receiver.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts? It sounds like you have a better formed opinion than me.
I just think Kyle Shanahan's such a bad fucking drafter, and he's proven it time and time and time and time again on all these reaches that they make.
You're right.
For everyone, man. Like even Ricky Pearsall got shot. So I mean, like we can't hold that against him. But dating back to like the Davis Price and Trey Lance and CJ Beathard and Jordan Watkins last year, the wide receiver that nobody had ever heard of, that never even sniffed the field when they needed wide receiver. Jalen Hurd way back as a wide receiver. Man, like they had all these guys that like, he thinks he has like the crystal ball and then it never pans out, man. And, you throw Garendo in there, throw Dante Pettis was UW wide receiver that you can throw in there. Like I can't remember the last time the Niners made like a groundbreaking draft pick that was like, yeah, that's the fucking dude, man.
Dat Mavis here with like
Trey Sermon.
Yeah, that's the slam dunk, right? The Trey Sermon pick, and then he was inactive day 1 or like just cock chair day 1 for Elijah Mitchell. Yeah, that was that was crazy. I just think he's a terrible evaluator, but who knows? We could be looking stupid. But yeah, they totally lucked into Brock Purdy, right? Like there was nothing sharp about that. They would have taken him 3rd round if they knew that Brock Purdy was who he is.
I think Ayuk was a trade up too.
Yeah, Ayuk was a great pick though. I don't think that you could have foreseen unless there was like pre-draft interviews that we didn't really know about. But like I loved Ayuk out of college. I thought Ayuk was like very, very, very good. He just went way the fuck off course. He needs. I think Ayuk might need a little bit of help. I don't know, man. I'm not going to play armchair psychologist, but like, dude just fumbled millions because
Well, he's gonna. I think he's probably gonna get exactly what he wanted all along, and that's to go back and play with Jaden Daniels. Like that's what he's always wanted, right?
Yeah, he just doesn't have a lot of leverage.
Yeah.
And if he doesn't show up and play, the Niners don't even lose money. So like they're gonna make the Commanders cough it up.
Right. Yeah.
But at that point, still, it's like, wouldn't you rather like get some compensation than just like prove a point? He's almost certainly getting out of there.
Dude, there's there's just interesting names right now, and just kind of like figuring this all out as we go. Like, if I told you 3 years ago that, DJ Moore was going to be playing with Josh Allen, like once upon a time, DJ Moore got steamed up to like the second and third round when he went to the Bears. Now all of a sudden he's a 5th round pick with Josh Allen. David Montgomery goes there. Lamar Jackson makes a lot of sense for the stack.
Yeah, got to be Lamar.
Yeah?
Yep.
Okay, sure. Easy game. I do forget that these are 20-second clocks, so I will be a little more.
Once we're on deck, we got to pivot to the queue because it gets tough.
It gets quick there.
Yeah, it's but streamers have mostly adjusted.
Yeah, not your boy. Still a windbag out here.
No, we're crushing. Look at this team. We got a stack.
Scatterboy's low-key winner from the weekend.
Huge winner. Winner. Dodging the love stuff. Not a lot of free agent running backs available right now that can really kind of ruin that ADP. Tracy as well. Huge winner. Do you want to make our first reach?
Yeah, for sure.
Let's take Chuba Hubbard here.
Okay. I mean, that's not a crazy reach. You think Chuba was a winner from the weekend?
Big time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Big time.
All right, cool.
Yeah. He gets no competition added. His competition is, a first round pick from, a couple of years ago. Jonathan Brooks, obviously coming off, is it 2 ACLs now? Is that what?
Yeah.
One Achilles. Yeah. 2 ACLs.
Yeah.
So I think they clearly like Jonathan Brooks, but I also think Chuba Hubbard was like proven to be good, for over a pretty decent sample, and, has the calf injury, which we know in today's age with these, in all sports, how serious calf injuries are taken.
Yeah.
And Rico was so good. It's not like Chuba was bad. Rico was, how are you going to bench Rico, right? He put up 200 yards back-to-back games. So Chuba here kind of back to assuming that RB1 role and, a decent offense. I don't think that they're a bad offense in Carolina. So, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, no, I respect it. I'm trying to look at some of the price tags here because we're kind of like learning and adjusting in real time. Like that price tag in the 6th round there, if he just like, no Sharps for the first, 2 months of the year, 3 months of the year, maybe. Harvey got, Coleman to deal with now. So maybe there's a little bit of not as fun there.
Yeah, I don't love the Harvey stuff.
Yeah.
And or the Trevion stuff, but I don't know. Maybe I'm, too recency biased. I do like Judkins price tag though. Like that feels so good.
Yeah, I mean, I still have my moral compass out when it comes to that guy, but I do agree with you from a football standpoint. I don't know, the Browns offense is just like, I know people want to get excited about Casey Concepcion and like what he could do in like this Debo light role where it's like that kind of like, oh, he got carries and blah blah blah. I don't know, man. I'm still a little scared about Shedeur, but Shedeur did have flashes last year, and I don't know. Is Deshaun Watson coming back and playing football as well? Who knows?
I think he'll be the week 1 starter.
You think Deshaun will be a week 1 starter?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. They're gonna give him one more shot,
okay.
And then that'll be it. After that, that's my thesis. But I mean, Judkins was good, like really good in like the Stoneworth situation last year. So
yeah,
added new coach in there. Get some added wide receivers. Could be interesting.
Week 1 starter, week 3 IR. Yeah, get your wrists up for Shedeur, baby. All right, Nez, we should get ready here. We got Tate and Tyson there. Those are kind of fun to talk about. Some household names on the board here. We saw what Michael Wilson did last year. Cortland Sutton, obviously. Parker Washington, everybody debated, is he even good kind of thing. Then we get into quarterback territory. You have the Rico versus Warren debate in this range. Pearsall, and then kind of grab Purdy later. Who stands out to you?
I love Jacoby. I also love Tucker Kraft as well. I think Tucker Kraft might be my favorite pick here, actually.
Okay, you like Tucker Kraft more than Harold Fannin?
Oh yeah.
All
right. We were just talking about how like questionable the Cleveland offense is, and Packers pass catchers, huge winners over the weekend, with nobody taken there,
Sure.
So clearly a lot of confidence in Christian Watson's health, a lot of confidence in Jaden Reed, a lot of confidence in Matthew Golden, and then Tucker Kraft. He was he was the engine of that offense last year, and like, man, God, he's such a dog. Like, I think Tucker Kraft moves up like 10 plus picks.
Whoa.
Very soon.
Okay. Yeah. Let's make this next one and then talk about it a little bit more. Jacoby's still here if you want it.
I like Jacoby. Who do you like? If you want to override, go ahead.
I think Jacoby's good.
Yeah. Jacoby was so good, like in the middle of the season last year.
Maybe Jaden Reed, and you kind of
he'll be a riser.
Set up he could be a riser, and you set up like a Love coming back kind of thing.
Yeah,
and
that also could have been in play.
Yeah, you have a 2 quarterback team. Yeah, hindsight maybe. I don't know what's
Drafter might cuck us at pick 100, but yeah.
Yeah, it's true. So Watson's there, Kraft's there. Where'd Jacobs go? Second round somewhere? Yeah, with the Bijan team. Okay. Yeah, just kind of getting a feel for the landscape right now and where everybody was. Yeah.
Pollard right now, a big time riser. I forget what his ADP is, but that's definitely like well ahead of ADP.
Okay. Fucking here we go again, meme. Here we go again, GTA meme with me and Tony Pollard.
Yep.
Let's go. I mean, I don't know. Nicholas Singleton comes in there. Once upon a time, people thought he could be like the number 1 running back in this draft class before he got hurt and got cucked by his own teammate. But like, yeah, I don't know. That's kind of like a swing for the fences. I actually don't mind that pick at all. Like Singleton to the Titans. I thought that was pretty sharp.
Loved that. Yeah. For my pre-draft bags and just as a play, but we'll see. He'll be pretty cheap in drafts because he's still RB3 in Tennessee. And, is he good enough to overtake Tajay Spears for a role? Can he overtake Tony Pollard, who's still, got money on the books and, a very trusted running back? It's definitely an uphill battle, but yeah, I love just the fact that he has the pedigree is enticing. And this team could just be playing their young guys at the end. It wouldn't surprise anybody.
Sounds good. Wow, I'm kind of surprised Thompson doesn't have an ADP yet.
Yeah, not ranked.
That one stands out to me because like they seemed like they really liked him, and then Daniels
was such a McDaniels pick.
Yeah, such a Dan. Yeah,
just the speediest guy in the draft. Like,
yeah,
his speed really stood out to me when I was watching him. Like, I personally didn't think that he had great like. And I don't know, I could obviously be very wrong on this. I didn't think he had great change of direction or like awesome route running, but like, fuck, dude, this guy had jets, like, making the like SEC athletes look like, high school players. It was
sure.
It stood out to me in terms of, oh shit. Okay. And he's catching balls from a rocket arm. So
right.
It's a pretty sick fit.
Yeah. I want to kind of go back to we got to make this pick too, but I kind of want to go back to this Fannin versus Tucker thing because I might be team Fannin here, even with the systemic failure risk of the offense. I don't know. Just the way
I think Fannin was a loser from the draft.
Yeah.
I do personally. I don't know.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Why so? Just because of they added multiple wide receivers kind of vibe? Like,
yeah. And Fannin was basically like a wide receiver last year.
Right.
Now play in line. seems less than ideal.
Okay. Yeah, I was kind of
He'll
going bro
still be
science
good.
on
He'll
like
still be
this.
good.
Okay. I was kind of going bro science on like the scheme stuff from last year that like, yeah, like he earned targets like later.
He's still good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't want to poo-poo him too hard.
Downs goes there. We could do Pittman. We can do any of these wide receivers. We could do Bill, or we could do the Jordan Love stack and then take one of the other guys later.
I want to do the Jordan Love stack because QB stuff right now is still in flux big time. And then we can probably pretty comfortably stop at 2 quarterbacks.
Okay. All right, cool. Yeah, I'm good to stop at 2 quarterbacks with this start for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Jump Free Sane fan is definitely a loser there. Shout out to Ryan dropping off the One Badge Bros membership for the Run Good in the streets today. Speaking of Run Good, your boy went to sleep last night and then woke up with a nice little notification. You won $600 in drafts, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, whoa.
What'd you play?
I can't remember drafting yesterday. and then I drafted 5 in the pucks or 6 in the puck street and came second place last night. So Evergreen
Nobody runs better.
Hey, Evergreen that John just wins money in puck and should just be playing puck every day. But
yeah. Oh well. Yeah, Bill going at 109 seems fair.
Yeah, he was a winner, right? Like we think he was a winner from the draft. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. They were. I think the analogy that Pete and Karain were using with the Commanders running backs.
I didn't think.
That would have been awesome.
Yeah, I thought Golden was coming back to us for sure. He wasn't even on the page.
Yeah, that would have been so sick.
Yeah, rankers must have Golden a little bit higher than we do. We got the KC Concepcion pick. We got Wan'Dale Robinson, who's a little bit of a loser with the Tate stuff. We got Xavier Worthy.
Worthy or Coker would be my picks.
All right, let's take Worthy then. I mean, we do have a little bit of a Carolina bet already with Chuba, but like how positively
bet as well.
Yeah, that's true.
Correlated.
All right, cool. I'm a simple man. I see dude who was going 3rd and 4th round last year, and now he goes round 10. I'm just like, let's just click that guy.
Yeah, and he had a busted shoulder all year, and they didn't add anybody, so they clearly are willing to give him one more kick at the can here. Yeah, I'm in on the Worthy price. This is going to be a pretty easy pick for me, I think. But yeah,
I'm good with that.
It's a lot of fun, like drafting these teams post draft.
Yeah, I'm not a big speculate on a prospect and not knowing landing spot guy. Yeah. I do really enjoy the start of BBM season where it's like, okay, now we can kind of piece together what some rosters are going to look like, and let's try and find some inefficiencies kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
My bro science take on the Lemon ADP is it's bad in a vacuum.
Yes, it's going to fall. I don't know what leg up has on Lemon, but I know ETR is like way down on Lemon.
Yeah. People want a pattern match for like the AJ Brown stuff, and they want to get ahead of like the steam before AJ Brown officially moves kind of thing. But like they don't win the same way. Hurts doesn't really throw over the middle of the field like that. They re-signed Goddard. Like I don't know. I can see the path. Obviously, like this is an explosive offense in parentheses, but the way in which they've done it the last couple years is not through the air. It's just been ground and pound and tush push and whatever. Like. Yeah, he could definitely have a role from day one in that offense, but that's not a given either.
Yeah, the way I saw a clip because the ghost of Denny Carter retweeted it on his defunct X account, him talking with Pat Doherty about it. And the way they said it is like when the Eagles offense is like working the way it should be, like there's not a lot to eat for Lemon because they're running the ball really effectively. Like Devontae Smith is like a huge part of the factor. Goddard is obviously, like a part of this as well. Like, there might not be a whole lot to eat for Lemon. I personally am just such like a Jalen Hurts bear that like I don't like the landing spot personally, but
Sure.
clearly the kid is talented.
Mm-hmm. We're gonna have a decision here.
But that's totally fine.
I wanted Aaron Jones.
Yeah.
Mason Rashad White, low key winner from the.
I love Rashad White here.
Okay. I mean, we just talked about Bill, but Rashad White, professional, fourth running back there.
Yeah, like they got a nice little running back room, or a decent one. I don't maybe good is too strong of a word, but I like Rashad White, and I thought Bill, like, kind of hard to not have been impressed with Bill last year, man.
Yeah. We got they got Allen too.
They did draft Katron.
Allen's kind of a fun dart.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, him and Singleton seem like the only late fun darts, late in parentheses. They got Jerome Ford there too, and they got Jeremy McNichols, who's, been McWeapon for years. Man, I don't think I'll have any Sadiq this year.
It does feel uncomfortable as hell.
I know he's a stud athlete, but Jets year one, historical breakouts for tight ends just being bad. I don't know, man. Algier definitely a loser from the draft. Jonah Coleman feels fine.
We're on the clock, 10 seconds. I
take Boston.
All right, I would prefer a wide receiver here, I think.
Okay, Boston or Shaheed?
Boston.
Okay.
Or Juwan. Yeah.
Yeah, what do you think happens with Juwan?
I don't know. I think he gets signed and then his price moves up, but he'll probably fall after the draft, during BBMs, I would assume.
Yeah.
I don't know that his ETR rank will be enough to move him up, as opposed to so many people that just don't like taking players without teams.
Yeah, that's true. I guess basically from a macro standpoint, everybody who's ever been a free agent in any contest has moved up other than football. You know what I mean? It's a given in baseball that a free agent is going to move up. And we saw it this year with so many guys like Frommer and whatever. Football, there's this little pivot of doubt in the back of my mind that this is Leonard Fournette. This is Will Fuller. This is where these guys just never, Amari Cooper, these guys just never wind up signing kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, those are, real examples. But, take Keenan Allen last year, dude. Dude was 18th round pick and then goes in the 12th round, after he signs. It was the most obvious riser, in history.
True.
Juwan definitely, I think, is on.
That's a Hall of Famer versus a guy who had a age 27 breakout.
Yeah, but he was still going in the 18th round,
Right.
It was still I think Juwan will I don't know what is the worst place Juwan Jennings could go. If the Eagles for some reason sign him, that would be very weird and
Right.
pretty bad.
Right.
But Juwan, Diggs, both those guys I think are huge targets for me right now.
Okay.
And
yeah, there goes Diggs.
There. Yeah. Because when Diggs signs, he's going to go top 100.
Yeah, I'd much prefer to take Diggs than Juwan, but I get both.
I agree with you. I prefer Diggs to Juwan as well. But we saw Juwan, so I said his name.
Okay. 2, 4, 5, 1 right now. Juwan Johnson's here. Braylon Allen's here. Keaton Mitchell. God, this is ugly.
Yeah, I would cue Hunter Henry.
All right.
Yeah, just because anybody else here, Ayuk feels so risky. We don't really need these running backs here. Probably just in hindsight, just looking ahead at wide receiver would have probably been the move. But I like Hunter Henry. No real sign of him being a loser in the draft.
Sure.
Good offense, good QB, goal line role.
Who of the Ayuk plus Debo plus Tyreek Hill tier here. Who's most likely to have an impact this year?
Brandon Ayuk.
Okay. Otani's just sitting here for us, dude.
Where would you take him? Now?
I have
I'd
no
like
idea.
Tesla while we're on the clock.
You like Tesla more than him?
Mm-hmm.
Man, Pacheco low-key a winner from the draft too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I know we've seen him be awful and run like he runs in mud, but like that depth chart is pretty barren at the running back position outside of him. You know, like it's just Gibbs and then he's the backup.
Yep. Yeah.
Like he could be like poor man's David Montgomery, and like kind of a similar thesis to the first year that David Montgomery went there. Like nobody really forecasted him to be impactful. They're just like, oh yeah, he's a backup, and his time fizzled out in Chicago, and they flipped backups with like him and Swift, basically. And then it's like, wait a second, they're rotating backs. Wait a second, he's got 20 touchdowns. Like, you know, like it's like, I don't think Isaiah Pacheco is going to get 20 touchdowns, but like.
But they certainly don't want Gibbs to like take on too much work. Like no team wants their star running back to take on too much work.
Right. Yeah, it's just kind of like the new meta of the NFL these days.
Yeah, like it's a tough job, and you know it's better to rotate. Like the Niners didn't love CMC taking all that work, but they had nobody else that they could trust.
Right.
And the offense wasn't good if CMC wasn't out there, because he did so much pass catching. Is Surratt pretty good landing spot, I think.
Yeah, Surratt feels good for this build, like just in general. But yeah, pretty good landing spot for sure, because at least you could compete and find your way onto the field. Counter to that would be like not a great landing spot for your boy, man, Adam Randall.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. He was quite the pass catcher, but yeah, Justice Hill, you know, you're not going to beat Justice Hill out for RB2. They love him.
Yeah, and like they just re-signed Justice Hill to be like, yeah, they love him, dude. They gave him an extension when they didn't have to. Was that last year or the year before? I might be dating myself. It might have been a little bit longer than that.
I can't remember.
Yeah. Because they gave him, I just remember them giving him the 2-year $6 million when they didn't even have to. And it was like, oh, okay. Writing's on the wall for somebody here. I guess it was Keaton Mitchell.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Handcuff Taylor McGowan.
You guys are nuts.
We're handcuff season already.
Well, we only have 4 running backs, so I guess we are like definitely live to take a 5th. Like, 2 studs. Chuba, we are banking on being a stud.
It's just weird to see how these names all funnel together.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cooper Kupp.
I don't think we take Emmett because we have the KC stuff with Walker.
Agreed.
AD Mitchell was pretty good down the stretch last year. Tyreek as a flyer.
I like Trey Harris.
Trey Harris, second-year breakout?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, Brennan Thompson there doesn't necessarily scare me too much about Trey Harris.
Yeah.
As long as they don't like re-sign Keenan Allen, I think Trey Harris has a chance to be. I mean, he flashed at times last year. He looked better than I expected to. I mean, he didn't pay off ADP, of course, but we're paying way cheaper prices for him now. Keenan was just such a roster clog there for everybody, except for Quentin Johnston.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, I like the Trey Harris price.
Okay.
How many tight ends would you like to do on this team? We got 2.
Yeah, probably a third.
You think?
I think a running back, a tight end, and then kind of a decision point.
Okay.
Njoku has another free agent ad there. Kirk, the reason why Juwan Jennings doesn't go back there, they'd rather have this professional ass wide receiver who had a good playoff run last year. Man, I don't even think I'll click Stowers' name one time this year.
Yeah, Pat was talking up Stowers, but I don't agree, and I agree with you.
Okay. Emmanuel Wilson's here. A little bit of a winner trapped.
I'm into Emmanuel Wilson.
Or do you prefer the tight ends? Like Schultz?
Schultz or Wilson?
Yeah, let's do Schultz, and then let's see if we can find like a running back who's like whatever. I don't know. That Singleton kind of stood out to me in this range, but I might just be wish cast. Yeah, I might just be wish casting, what I thought he could be before.
Yeah. I mean, what's the difference between a 16th and an 18th? I suppose like nothing, but like, I think Singleton's like an 18th round dart only. Okay. He's like, he will probably not dress week 1. Yeah. Type of deal. Williams is a big riser.
Yeah, he's a little steam job guy because
he's hidden in ADP right now.
Okay.
But I think Ayuk's going to go there, like that's the writing on the wall. So
they could bring Debo back too. If the Ayuk stuff falls through, they could bring Debo back.
Are you going to draft any Debo?
I don't know. He's looked kind of toast for like a couple years, but you can always see snippets of it at times when he's healthy. And he's had weird shit. Like he had the illness last year. He's like, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm like way out on Debo. And as a former Debo Bull, I think it's like unequivocally Jover.
I wonder if Tyreek plays football or if he just starts his porn career.
He's such a risk.
He is such a risk.
He might just ride off into the sunset. And his knee injury was so bad too. Like I know he's like a freak athlete, but yeah, I need more info on the rehab.
Couldn't you see him just going full like Antonio Brown? Like
of course.
Yeah, like nobody's drafting him. He doesn't sign anywhere. And then he signs like the last week of training camp with a team that's a contending team that has an injury. He fills the slot for like not the slot position, but he fills a wide receiver slot for 4 or 5 weeks, gets frustrated, gets fed up, takes his shirt off, runs off the field and is gone forever. Gives deuces like this and fucks off.
I mean, the way he was thanking God when he got hurt was just like, okay, yeah, this guy's lost his marbles.
Yeah. Strange stuff, right? Sean Tucker, crowded backfield. Vidal, a little bit of a winner. Allen, we could do kind of like the backup handcuffy thing.
I like Emmanuel Wilson because the Seahawks just cut Cam Akers.
All right, let's do it. There we go. Breaking news on the program. Cam Akers was the reason we couldn't take Emmanuel Wilson before. Now we can take Emmanuel Wilson.
Dude, Emmanuel Wilson, when games where he started was, very good. And I mean, all he has to do is beat out a first-round running back. But obviously that's an uphill battle. But Jadarian Price, there's a chance that he's, not ready. Didn't have a ton of production, obviously, playing behind Jeremiah Love, but.
Okay. All right. And Sharps won't be there till like halfway through the year kind of thing. I guess Chris Brooks, low-key draft winner. Like they got nobody on the roster behind him.
Yeah, Marshawn Lloyd. That's it.
Yeah, which is,
do you like any of the so I know we have Baltimore options here. Do you like any of these Miami guys that got drafted? That it seems pretty wide open there.
For what?
Wide receiver.
I don't know. Chris Bell. Tutu's there. Tolbert's there.
Yeah, I think Chris Bell's pretty interesting.
I'd rather stack with one of these guys if we're going to take a dart. Like, what's the difference?
Yeah, I guess the difference is like Chris Bell, like, could be the wide receiver 1 in Miami because like his competition is Malik Washington and Caleb Douglas.
Okay. And that's more enticing than taking like Jacoby Lane for a stack or.
Yeah, because,
Okay.
kind of are telling ourselves that Zay Flowers is going nuke.
Sure. All right. We got the first BBM in the books here. No ranks, no assistants, no solver, no sidekick, just raw dogging it with very limited knowledge. But Nez is going to do 150 today.
Yep.
A 2583, which Nez said would be his chalk structure for the 150 puppies he is going to do. We get Lamar and Love. We get JT, Walker, Chuba, White, and Wilson. Feels kind of weak, but Chuba, I guess, a low-key winner, especially if we don't believe in Jonathan Brooks' health timeline, and we don't really have any reason to believe in that, I guess. Ken Walker, I think, will have really polarizing opinions. Taylor, they drafted a handcuck, but it's still Jonathan Taylor. And then we go Higgins, Flowers, Myers, Worthy, good UW boy, Denzel Boston, Tesla, Harris, and then Nez is telling me Chris Bell could be wide receiver 1 for Malik there. And then we got the exciting whites in the tight end room. Tucker Kraft, Hunter Henry, Dalton Schultz. Just screams safety and floor, but maybe there's something to be excited about with Tucker Kraft with the skinny stack to love there. Nez, the preeminent question of our generation for the first time this season. Does it suck or does it fuck?
This thing fucks, and it's like record breaking fucking. You're just like, I don't know what I ate today. I don't know what was in the water today, but I am just a machine. And you're just you're making her fall in love. So this is a sick team, man. Like, I really do like this team a lot. This is I think it's a very balanced team. I think it's a very good team, and a lot of it I think hinges upon Xavier Worthy kind of bouncing back for sure, and Ken Walker having a good year. But I think the draft capital was solid, and I think we drafted good players, man. I think this team rules.
All right, I respect it. I like it. It's exciting. Eggers, the troll of all trolls, says it's the worst team he's ever seen, and he's excited to see Nez do more of them. I like this. Trey Benson to the Packers as a prediction.
Ooh.
That feels that's a good one from the Emos there.
Yeah, because he's the one that's live to leave. Didn't they just gave James Conner more money?
They gave James Conner more money last year, yeah, and then they paid Algier. So, yeah. I don't know.
It's got to be Benson, yeah.
It's got to be Benson, yeah. James Conner's 30 years old. He's on a 1-year deal. So they gave him 1 year this year for his age 31 season. Huh. Interesting stuff. First of many on the program here. I'm just taking a look at some of these back-end draft picks. People still in on Ray Davis. Crazy to see Alvin Kamara buried in the 18th round. No idea what's going to happen with him.
I think he retires.
Yeah?
He doesn't want to play anywhere else.
Yeah. Yeah. That's another contract situation to watch there. Like, classic restructuring situation where he's the last year of a big-ish deal that has a $10 million cap hit, and then they voided kind of the rest of the years when he signed the extension. So he signed a 5-year 75, and then they restructured it, and then they made it a 2-year, and then they voided all those other years or whatever. And this is the last year of the 2 years at age 31.
Yeah, so I'm not going to draft any Kamara. I think an interesting pick on the board right now is Brian Robinson.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think Tyler Algier was like a 150s type of pick when, he was the RB2 to Bijan. So, I think that's probably where Brian Robinson should be going, is like the 150s. Like last year. I mean, that's like where Algier was going. So,
yeah.
he's like the immediate RB2 in that offense. So,
Monangai, a low-key draft winner where they didn't really address the position, and him and Swift were kind of splitting a little bit in the playoffs last year.
Yeah, I love Monangai, but that feels like a tough click.
I
was happy to be right about him. That was cool.
Yeah, no doubt. I'm trying to look at some other ones here. Yeah, because there's the Robinson that you're talking about, 170.
Mm-hmm.
James Conner still getting drafted down here, despite adding Love and adding Algier. So 3 Arizona running backs.
I don't know that he's draftable for me.
Yeah.
ETR loves Cooper Kupp right now. That's why you're seeing him right there.
Pardon me, Cooper Kupp?
Yeah. Yeah. So I thought you were about to highlight on him. That's why I said that. But yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. What's the timeline for what's his nuts that was pretty good at the start of last year? Horton's timeline. Sure. Yeah, Horton's timeline will kind of impact that. Expected to be ready for camp. So Horton versus Kupp is kind of an interesting little debate there. Man, we're gonna have so much stuff to talk through. This is pretty exciting, man. I'm pretty enthralled with what's going on here.
Yeah, no, it's just so much fun, man. Drafting is the best, and it just just seems like we never left, and here we are, right back into this season.
Yeah, there's that Thompson little one-off there. We talked about that as a scroll. Wow. Yeah, gonna formulate some takes. We'll talk a little bit more football tomorrow with Pete. Probably do one of the side contests. Not sure. That's kind of gonna be our MO going forward, to kind of like talk through some of the side contests and that sort of thing on off and on the clock. So we'll do kind of like the contrarian or counter to what he's doing on Best Ball Breakfast, and the regular style stuff. We'll do some time box stuff. Yeah, good stuff up in the lobby here. We got Eliminator already. We got weekly winners. And then obviously we got a puppy in there that Nez is going to max, but we are also going to get a Superflex contest by the sounds of it sooner rather than later. So excited to have everything covered kind of like day one as we go here. Anything else to say on the football segment of the program, my friend?
No, just excited to be back, and yeah, we'll see how these puppies go.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, people will be excited for the experimentation. For those who didn't see it at the very top, Nez is going to do 150 puppies starting right now, and we're going to go through the stuff on Wednesday and see how they all turned out. See if he got any CLV. We'll do a little portfolio viewing. Truly sick behavior there. Evan saying, guessing no marathon or sprint. I have no insider information, but I just know that they were not the most popular last year there. And Hope had a nice message on her Twitter that kind of just said, we are servicing the people, platform of the people, servicing the people. And we are going to say, hey man, we're going to make some adjustments based on, what didn't work as well last year and that sort of thing. So
yeah, she had a tweet last year. I think it was like after the Super Bowl. And she said the 2026 best ball plan, essentially, I'm paraphrasing, and it was a picture of a hat that said run the damn ball. So they're going to run the damn ball this year, man. And I think we're just going to be like, I don't think anybody's going to have to be asking one puppy too often is the thesis.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, and this is what she tweeted out yesterday in tandem with the draft stuff there. It's that we're getting back to the basics with our contest offering. So we're giving you the contest you want, when you want, within reason, when puppy. So, yeah, bullish sentiment from the draft team here. And, this is kind of cool. 4 more for BBM there. Don't think
we're going to have to wait too long.
Yeah. This is interesting. When's the Dog Bowl contest going to be? Maybe something Dog Bowl related in the best ball spectrum. Who knows? We'll see. But for now, we got all the offerings up here. So great start. We got the big dog up there for the high stakes demons. Nez is going to do the puppy. We got weekly winners, eliminator, and BBM. Very fun start to hot best ball summer here. Nez, I think it's time to talk a little adjacent sports here and rip a couple drafts here. We'll start with the NBA. We got a 3-game in Adam Silver's league here. The Magic, baby, up 2-1. Have a chance to go up 3-1 tonight at home against the Pistons. We got the OKC Thunder looking to close out the Suns. Injuries on both sides of that one. No J-Dub again this evening in that one. It did not stop the Thunder from a beatdown last time out. And then tons more injuries for the T-Wolves. They are up 3-1 in the series, headed back to altitude in Denver, but they are going to be missing Anthony Edwards, and they are going to be missing Dante DiVincenzo. DiVincenzo with an Achilles is going to be done for a while. Awful to see there. And then Anthony Edwards, I have no idea how he may or may not have faded crucial reconstructive knee surgery, because it looked awful. And it sounds like he just has 2 types of sprains for now, and it's going to get reevaluated here. Man, awful turn of events for the T-Wolves, but they are up 3-1 in the series and got it done without them last time out, or at least half a game without Ant there because of Ayo Dosunmu turning into Superman, man. So he's the cover boy because he's going to be a pivotal talking point for this slate. He's going ahead of Julius Randle on our site right now. So yeah, that's kind of the macro lay of the land. We can go game by game, and I'll read off the injury report, although hit most of it right there. Just thoughts on the slate as a whole, Nez.
I like this slate. I like it's nice when we have 3-game 4-person drafts. Leaves a lot of optionality in the 6th round. Doesn't feel like you're grasping at straws and just kind of like hoping for 12 points. So that's nice. In terms of the games that we have, I mean, we got 2 double-digit spreads here, so that definitely kind of throws a wrench into things. But man, the Timberwolves, I would probably, take the points for the Timberwolves, man. I don't know. I think that they've got a level of grit right now that the Nuggets don't, even without, Ant and Dante, 2 huge losses for them, obviously, right now. But these are pretty fun games here. It's fun drafting right now.
Yeah, no doubt. Some of the stuff that's really going to stand out as we push through these series is that projection is going to differentiate. And I'm kind of assuming right now, we'll see once we pull up the solver when it comes to drafting here. But I think projection is going to outweigh the historicals, whereas ADP will always favor the recency bias. And I think of that in terms of this Julius Randle versus Ayo. I think of that in terms of a guy like Jalen Duren, who hasn't been playing particularly well, and we cited how the usage has been crazy down, and that matchup versus Wendell Carter Jr. hasn't been great for him there. And then kind of like this Orlando auxiliary guys, because when Orlando's been going nice, it has been funneling through Paulo in a big way. He won a slate over the weekend there, 64 fantasy points there, adds 5 stocks to a damn near triple-double, balls out in a huge way. Yeah, like these kind of guys like Suggs, for instance, who, his production has been kind of like way down in the last couple games here. He's, the projection models are going to be like thrusting him up. So it's going to be a very much IKB versus models discussion today, is kind of like my initial feeling on it.
Yeah, no doubt. It's definitely something that I've started to like break away from in terms of, my decision making, and just kind of, going with the nuts here, and kind of giving more respect to ADP than I think I typically would.
Okay, interesting. So leaning in terms of the eye test and the recency dynamic opposed to some of the historicals here.
Yeah, there's definitely some spots where I'm worried about it, killing me. But yeah, I am. I'm going with the gut, going with my eyes here, and yeah.
Okay, Cool. Just in terms of the official injury report stuff, hit on a little bit of that at the top here, but as we can see, we got Kevin Herter with a questionable tag there, who, probably should be playing a little bit more than he is right now in that series, but the Pistons are running it super tight. And one macro point I just wanted to make, and this pertains to the Nuggets and the Pistons tonight. Nuggets facing an elimination game this evening, and Pistons facing going down 3-1 in that series, is as these guys get pushed to the brink, especially teams that think they should be performing better, they will tighten shit up. They will really tighten their rotations, and it's just kind of something that happens year over year that we see kind of a macro trend there. No Jonathan Isaac yet again here, doubtful tag there. And then J-Dub is going to be reevaluated in a week here with that hamstring strain. Did not slow down the Thunder last time out there. Big Mark Dub is out in this one. We keep talking about the size mismatch in a decent way there, that just Phoenix undersized right now to go against them. But we could see a little bit of Jordan Goodwin this evening. We did see Grayson Allen over the weekend there, but it's not full Grayson Allen. We talked about the impact of Ant and Dante out there. That'll come into, some scroll guys, but is definitely playing at the top end of boards there with Jaden McDaniels and Io and Julius Randle at the top there. And then we're going to have the decision to make on Aaron Gordon, who came back. He played after sitting one out. Then he only plays 13 minutes, re-aggravates an injury there, and now has a Q tag coming into tonight there. So, yeah, that would probably be like THJ's music a little bit. But, yeah, that's kind of the macros for me, Nez. Yeah, let's go into the ADP and just kind of walk it through for people. I think Joker's kind of like the 101 evergreen here. But then, what's this kind of next tier going to line up for you?
Yeah, I've been doing Shea too. I know it's aligned with ADP, but I think projections will tell you a little different. But
okay,
yeah, Shea without J-Dub, I think just necessitates so much more offensive usage, and we've seen him have great games without J-Dub right now. So yeah, I'm going Shea over Cade. Yeah, I mean, I think these guys have very similar ceilings, but I think the floor for Cade is way worse than Shea, even though it's do or die. They're in Orlando, but their backs have been against the wall since game one.
Yeah,
this is weird, man. This is weird. I don't know. I mean, it's easy to say at this point in time, but yeah, I don't feel so good.
Hey, it's not. It was a little bit easy to say before too, when your boy came on the show and said those Cade teams at 4 in the dance, those are frauds. Those are frauds. The Detroit teams are frauds, man. It just so happened that they wound up playing Orlando, who's coming together at the right time in a decent way. Not ruling them out, Detroit out in any regard though. But yeah, man, Asar, they wasted a monster Asar game. We finally got that monster Asar game, and they couldn't get it done with Asar coming through huge. Tobias playing decently well for them right now too. Yeah, I guess I'm kind of in lockstep with you. I like the SGA stuff a little bit more than the Cade stuff this evening, but man, this is a lot is going to have to funnel through Cade, and they need him tonight for this one, as you're alluding to there. So I could see it both ways there, but no J-Dub, and just give me the MVP and see what happens in the softer of the two matchups in my estimation.
Yep.
Yeah. Is this kind of like the big tier of 3? Does Paulo creep into this tier for you, or is Paulo kind of like a line in the sand?
No, I draw a line there. I don't take Paulo over any of those guys. Right now, it's it's extremely difficult to do anything other than Paulo and Jamal.
Okay.
Yeah, that's that's tough. And if you were to do anything other than that, I think I would probably be mixing Jamal with somebody else rather than Paulo with somebody else.
Okay.
But yeah, the 1-2 turn, it just feels very handcuffed. I think, yeah, it's tough to get diversed there.
Okay. Sounds good. Yeah. Any love for Booker that they could steal one of the games in this series? Kind of trending in the wrong direction here, and a little bit of stuff has been funneling, more through Dylan Brooks. Dylan Brooks' usage has been pretty effing crazy, to be honest. I'll bring up last game. I was looking at this morning here. Dylan Brooks with a 39 usage in that first unit, and then a 47, 5 in that next grouping, 41 in the back. Man, Dylan Brooks just playing some inspired basketball when it matters most right now, and the stat lines are following, and that's kind of cannibalizing a little bit of the Devin Booker stuff. But yeah, I don't know, maybe some merit to the tougher matchup of J-Dub not being there anymore for Dylan Brooks, and Dylan Brooks taking on larger offensive role because the tougher on-ball handling matchup of Cason Wallace playing on, or Lou Dort or Alex Caruso playing on the lead handler, that they're just finding Dylan Brooks for that secondary stuff more.
He's just been good all year,
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
And yeah, he's, coming through when it matters. It's not amounting to any wins, but yeah, I like Dylan Brooks a lot. I've been overweight Dylan Brooks every slate.
Okay, cool. And does that cannibalize Booker enough for you that you would want to bring over one of the Minnesota guys? Or if we're looking at historicals, maybe Jalen Duren is in the conversation there. Yeah, just thoughts on this kind of big clump.
Yeah, the Devin Booker ADP definitely is interesting, because it's this guy should be going there.
Right.
Should you be taking these guys without Ant over him? Probably not, but I don't blame you, right? I mean, Devin Booker's best performance in this series has been 34 fantasy points. Like you said, he's kind of delegating a lot, getting locked down. It's just
they're just forcing the ball out of his hands because they know that he's the only guy that can beat him on the other side.
Yeah,
they're we'll live and die with what happens, away from the basketball, but we just don't want Booker to come out here and drop 40 on us, and let's get the ball out of his hands effectively.
Right. And the Suns probably knew that from the jump, and probably would have had a game plan that involved Devin Booker hero ball by now. They haven't. The only thing that makes me want to play Devin Booker at ADP is man, this is, it's game 4. Does he just take over, and just give it his best shot before they get swept?
Yeah, up 3-0 in the series, presumably last game at home for the Suns, last kick at the can. It's all narrative-based street where it's this could be the letdown spot for the Thunder. They could, play with their food a little bit. They could go back to OKC and feel totally fine, still up 3-1. Is this the spot that they just kind of let their foot off the gas a little bit and Booker takes advantage of it? That's the narrative. That's the story. Yeah.
Yes, it is. And yeah, I mean, Booker's falling, man. Booker falls quite a bit. He will sometimes be there for the Joker drafter.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, I get it. It's just it feels bad to to take Dosunmu and Randall and Chet over him, and even Duren.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't fault anybody for doing it. And I don't want to have more than 25% Devin Booker tonight.
Okay, sure. Yeah. Yeah, enough on Devin Booker. This big grouping here, if you're going to pull someone over, are you trusting that the IO recency bias is worth more than the Duren recency bias? Or are you trusting that, hey, Randall's always kind of been a better contributor than IO with Ant out? How are you playing that kind of dynamic?
Yeah, I had an IO fade last night.
Okay.
When I was trying to get ahead of this stuff and build out ranks, and man, is that just getting way too cute or what? I mean,
we're talking about a dude who couldn't be an effective game-changing player on the Bulls for 2+ years when he was getting 38 minutes, whether it was off the bench, whether it was whatever. But like when they had rotations of like 8 or 9 guys and they had whatever, I don't want to discredit what Io's been doing because he's been phenomenal and we've always kind of thought highly of Io. But like the fact that he couldn't get it done in those settings for like a historical sample and then now all of a sudden has just been incredible for 2 games, it does make me want to be like, yo, we've never held him at the same accord as we do Julius Randle. So like, why are we jamming him over him now just because of 2 recent games? But I also can't wipe my memory of like 2 island playoff games of Io just going scorched earth, right? So it's like, it's so interesting. Yeah.
I think that my hater take on it is like, he put up one of the greatest like playoff performances I think that I've ever seen in terms of like the efficiency goes. Like it was like 96% true shooting.
Yeah.
And he barely got over like 1 fantasy point per minute, you know, and is like, and when he stood on his fucking head, he's going to play 40 probably because no Dante and no Ant, but like, man, I feel like Randall's the better pick.
I mean, like my thought process is, if we're just going to talk T-Wolves for a second, is like how much better a pick is he truly than like picking Jaden McDaniels?
Yeah.
Like just because we've seen it more recently and they're 7 picks apart and Jaden falls in the 4th at some frequency, right? Like how much better of a pick is he than like what we've seen recently and what we've seen, as you've pointed out, all season from Dylan Brooks, right? Yet he goes 10 picks ahead every single time, right? Like the ceiling is definitely there and we've seen it, but as you alluded to, it's like it's 96% true shooting, right? It doesn't come with stocks. His defense doesn't keep him on the floor. What's going to happen is you need tempo and you need transition and you need him to just attack the quote unquote bad defenders on the other side. Like if AG is out there, that makes things tougher for him. Like just, you know, because it makes everything tougher from a whole standpoint with him being out there defensively, right? And if for whatever reason the Nuggets find a way to limit transition tonight, some coaching base changed or whatever, well, there goes a large percentage of like what Io's killing you in, right? So I don't know, man. I see it both ways. I just don't want to be jamming Io at 7 all day long, right?
No, I agree. I think, you know, you can take your Io stances for sure, but I don't think I don't think that that's a good ADP.
Right. Like how different a play is he truly than Suggs? And Suggs goes like 20 picks below.
I think he's a better pick than I mean, like,
he's definitely a better
I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah. This is just haterade take for a minute here.
Yeah, I'm struggling with that comparison because like Suggs is like pick 18.
Right.
Suggs is a good pick.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't looked at the models yet, and we're going to look at the models in our first draft. I bet you they project damn near the same.
Well, yeah.
I bet you Suggs and Io are less than 3 points of projection apart.
Yeah, good take. Good take.
Yeah. I don't know. It's very interesting, right? It's like and I can see capitulating to ADP in the rooms because, like, yeah, you have to build it in reverse. You have to build the plane in reverse to put him and Suggs together. But, like, if you were to flip the room and you just take, like, Jaden McDaniels in Io's spot or you take Suggs in Io's spot, like, your builds are going to be distinctly different and you're probably not sacrificing all that much.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, that's when you put it like that. Yeah, it makes Io a bit of a tough click, but yeah, he's just so cool, and we just saw it, so it's tough.
Right.
It's tough to fight that. It's really
so
tough to fight.
Yeah, it's so tough to fight the eye test of how much fucking fun he was on Saturday, or was it Friday? Yeah. Covers is kind of in lockstep here. Also, David saying that like several Joker Io teams he's gotten, so like he's falling in certain rooms, that sort of thing. Kind of enough on that. I guess we could talk about the Aaron Gordon Q tag for a second and some of these like back end targets. I think there's kind of like a big tier from like the Gobert multiple Orlando guys who you could kind of rank any which way. I kind of evergreen have Bane first. And I do think Suggs gets cannibalized the most by Anthony Black. So on my non-Suggs teams, mixing in some late Anthony Black makes a lot of sense. I think if you were going to soft fade the IO stuff, that you should probably jam some Jaden McDaniels above ADP and play him kind of like in this tier with Jalen Green. I think that's a good counter to if you are going to choose to be an IO fador because right now Jaden, because of his ADP, gets paired with the IO team so frequently, and those ones are slightly negatively correlated. So just saying that if you want to have a stance between Asar and Tobias has outscored him 2 of the 3 games. Asar had 3 of the 4. Am I saying this right? No, this is game 4. Yeah, he's outscored him 2 of the 3 games, and the one that Asar didn't outscore him, he goes for 5 stocks, right? Like the monster stock game. Any love for Naz Reid over the next grouping? I think AJ Mitchell's probably a winner with no J Dub here. That he went back into the starting lineup, and the usage isn't as strong in the starting lineup, but I kind of like AJ Mitchell a little bit more than ADP. What do you think about kind of this grouping here, this Naz, Wendell Carter Jr., and AJ Mitchell? I guess you could kind of throw Hartenstein in there too as guys who are getting drafted at almost 100% frequency.
Yeah, I have a ton of Naz and AJ Mitchell and not a lot of Wendell Carter right now. I definitely want to, get more Wendell Carter in my life. I don't want to full fade him. He's been playing out of his mind and has been the Jalen Duren stopper here. But I don't, in terms of, the 1v1s, I guess, of like Naz and AJ against Wendell Carter Jr., I much prefer Naz and AJ Mitchell.
Yeah, me too.
I don't think Wendell Carter Jr. here is like he has 2 awesome games there. One with 17 boards, one with 5 dimes and 3 stocks. He's much more of like a 30-point, oh, nice, I got 30 points from Wendell Carter Jr. guy, as opposed to Wendell Carter Jr.'s putting up 40 and, his ADP's 20. But all that to say, I much prefer Naz in this current iteration of the Wolves and AJ Mitchell starting here.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Respect it, dude. Yeah, I'd kind of rank it out like that. Hartenstein still kind of like these soft caps, it looks like at times, that they're not stretching him fully yet. I think they know that he is their Joker stopper, and they're kind of slow playing. Plus, they don't need the size in this series, especially with Mark Dubb being out. I think they're kind of slow playing the Alex Caruso and Hartenstein minutes. And if they do roll Denver, then those guys are going to uptick huge. Those are their Joker stoppers. And I think they're soft playing it right now. They're OKC's slow playing it a little bit. So I don't know, 23 to 24 minutes of Hartenstein in a competitive game environment in the last round. Can that win you the slate, or do you want to scroll elsewhere?
I don't have a lot of. I don't think I have any Hartenstein right now, but I see him down there, and but I'm with you where I think that there's just no reason for them to get him in and get him big minutes in this series, just because it's just not necessary. My preference, past Hartenstein, would be Colin Gillespie.
Okay.
Oso, maybe Anthony Black as well.
Yep.
That would be my preference.
Okay, cool. Yeah, let's talk about the scrolls there a little bit. Gillespie, obviously, we like it more if there's no Jordan Goodwin there. We saw him jump into the starting lineup of game 2, I think. Question mark. Maybe it was game 3. Yeah, I think it was game 3, actually. 7, 8, 10, 7, 10, and 5 there. For him, Oso's going to play his 25 and start at the 5. Ended up playing 39 last time out. Obviously not a huge rates guy and a tough matchup from a size standpoint, but minutes are pretty safe there with no Mark Dubb. We did see, not Fleming. We saw, what's the other guy's name? Blanking on who the third center is, factor in for 6 or 7 minutes there. But, You guys know my affinity for Bones. Bones, had some overlap with Io last time out. Definitely has big usage ceiling and right tail outcomes when he gets more than 19 minutes there. But we could see a little bit more of the Mike Connolly and or Terrence Shannon Jr., who could, factor in and cut in on Bones a little bit. But it's definitely a good right tail bet for me. Cam Johnson, I mean, if he's out there, why isn't he shooting more? Like, they got to get him some threes, or else why is he out there? Gordon and Christian Brown. I think Christian Brown would be, like, Gordon's my favorite if he plays, but that's kind of up in the air. Christian Brown would be kind of like my swap for him there. Goodwin, I don't know what to expect, even if he does play. People fell in love with Royce last time out because of the 3-ball stuff, and he had a really nice game in the absence of Goodwin there in game 2. So Royce is definitely viable, but they kind of went away from it last time out. Grayson's not playing enough to matter. Lou Dort's minutes basically just don't matter. THJ if there's no Gordon.
I could get talked into it. All these like role players for Denver have just been so ass, man.
Yeah.
God, like I feel I'll never get over thinking that like trading Michael Porter Jr. was a good move.
Right.
Man, was that wrong? Because they're struggling. They need these guys to step up. I think my favorite Denver role player, I guess, would be like Christian Brown, but like it's all bad, man. It's not good.
Yeah, I think Christian Brown and Tim Hardaway Jr. would get the biggest projection bump if Gordon's ruled out.
Yeah.
Those would be the kind of like 2. And I'd prefer Christian Brown as well.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, dude. Let's jump in, see what it looks like. We've talked about the backup 5s, like from a rate standpoint, how they're the ones that could slate break the fastest. So if you want to play like during foul trouble and play beef stew, if you want to play Wendell Carter Jr. is a bad pick, Goga plays a little bit more. Like you could play all these narratives there, but yeah.
It's just funny because after we wrap up the slate, we're always like, all right, let's go and see what it looks like. It's like a little tagline. My brother-in-law, he's was he like 23, 24 now? He's like a little taller than me. Big dude, but like, just like athletic dude. Like naturally, and just crushes food. Just loves to eat. Like he was like trying to make like a prototype of a plate where it had like a bowl attached to it because like the plates were too small at his house and he wanted to like mass manufacture. Anyways, loves to eat. And anytime he eats, before he takes a bite, he says, all right, let's try it. And like, doesn't even know that he does it.
And he says it.
Yeah. And Bria and I always, like, it's like inside joke between us.
Let's try it.
All right.
And
let's
now
try it.
Do you say it for non-food associated stuff now around him?
Not around him. No.
Okay.
But like
you gotta start mixing
we'll
it in.
All right, let's try it.
The level up of that, of doing it at home, just the two of you guys, is doing it in front of him in non-food related stuff.
Yeah, and see if he notices.
Yeah.
I think we have before, and he didn't say anything.
Good shit. Go AZ Cards. Yes, you missed the BBM draft. We could not contain our excitement. We led the show with the football. So if you are a football enjoyer, roll the tape back. We did BBM to start, and Nez had a fun football adjacent announcement for the people there, and more football tomorrow with Pete. All right, Jamal Murray is popping from a projection standpoint, so I do understand what you're saying about this corner, Nez, is that it's very hard to pass on this twosome. So let's take the twosome and then decide later what to do and show people how they can get a little creative despite taking the chalk at the front end.
Probably the move. The move is figure that out later. You don't have to get unique right away. But yeah.
Let's check out John's thesis. ADP 7, Ayo Dosunmu, 31.81 in the ETR and solver projection. Jaden McDaniels, 30.2. Jalen Suggs, 30.8. Never wrong, just early, boys.
Well done. Well done. Bravo.
It makes a lot of sense, but I do understand that not everything is projection. Not everything is mean projection, right? Like, who has the right tail outcome that's further? It's Io being ball dominant, Io knocking all his shots, Io going to the rack and going ham. Suggs is not going to pop off for your 40-point game tonight. In no world. Could he get you a 6 stock game and get you 40 fantasy points? Absolutely. But there's just too much usage around him, and Paulo's been playing too well for it to just be like Jalen Suggs calling his own number all night long. Whereas Io might just be like, you know what, Julius, we've seen this movie before, and I'm calling my fucking number all damn night.
Exactly. The distinct difference there in the range of outcomes.
This is a very flat tier.
Yeah, I'm Jaden. I have like 70% Jaden McDaniels.
All right, cool. Good UW boy who says, what's going on here? There we go. Good UW boy who says all the defenders on the other side are bad, so we could take him there. And then is it Rudy to pair with him, or do you want to leave a spot for like Naz Reid? Not to say that you can't play them. Do you like Bane or Franz or Suggs with Paulo? Why don't we flip the board with Suggs, because everyone's going to take Bane and whatever.
Yeah, good shout there. I do a lot of Rudy at that pick just because, they're down bodies. I think they have no choice but to play a ton of Rudy tonight.
For sure.
But yeah, I like the Suggs flip. He's almost never going on that side of the board.
Yeah.
Unless he falls to 20, but you're not going to see him fall to 20 anymore.
Rudy's offensive stuff after Ant was out looked very encouraging.
It always has.
Yeah. So if we go just look on usage base here, Ant plays all of the first quarter. The Rudy stuff is way down. Then you go to the second quarter, and this is even with Io out there with a 34 and Jaden with a 32. That closing lineup was all funneling through Rudy, Daniel, McDaniels, etc. Sorry, gotta cut that short because we're on the clock. Now we can take Naz Reid and AJ Mitchell because we flipped the board once already, and that feels really good.
Yeah, it does. Those are my preferred picks.
Sounds good, dude. Any love for anybody else on the Thunder? AJ Mitchell would be like kind of like the biggest winner of the J-Dub stuff. But, Caruso could play more minutes, but I think they're kind of like slow playing that. Kaysen could play some more minutes. We love Jay Will when he gets rotation stuff, but he's probably too good for garbage and probably, 20 last time out. That's pretty encouraging. Back up big.
I guess Kaysen.
Yeah.
Just because he could just do it while he's out there with the starters.
Yep.
Get some more stocks in there. Yeah.
Yeah, Lou Dort and Kaysen are, kind of full-fledged on-ball defenders out there. And yeah, just very limited offensive ceilings to go along with it. Yeah. Let's rip 2 more spots here. And then we'll do kind of an abbreviated version of the baseball as well. Short 6-game slate. Nice. We flipped the board here. We got some friends and family. Hat tip to Gumby in here.
Friends and family.
Gumby. He's my friend and family. I love Gumby.
Gumby's back on my shit list.
Nice. See, Gumby for years in the Discord and, his persona, it kind of like preceded him, and you weren't sure if he was a little arrogant. You don't know if he was being a troll. You don't know if he was being, kind of facetious at times, or if he was actually a little bit mean at times. And then once we met him in person, I was like, I totally get this guy. I vibe with this guy. Him and Brian are G's. Like I was about it.
No, Gumby's the good dude. He's a real one. Like, yeah. Let's be real. But when it's time to draft and be online, This dude,
Yeah.
this dude's my enemy.
I respect it. I do think so you think you can tout streets. I have no insider information on how Pete's going to set it up and whatnot. I know he's filmed a Mayo one, and I think that kind of like first iteration is probably going to be a little bit roast dynamic-y, where they're like kind of breaking down the initial participants, and then they're going to, get it smaller and smaller till we get some on-camera performances. I would love to see a Gumby versus PPR Tyler head-to-head.
Oh man,
that would really pique my interest.
Yeah, I think I'd give the edge to Tyler.
Oh yeah,
I think so.
Yeah, he's definitely got way more reps under his belt. All right, dude. Io comes back to us. We could play Io, or we could do some Chet. We could do some Duran. It all projects the same. What do you like?
Wow. I think I'd go Io.
Okay. Io, and then, dude, let's just play. Let's play Duran, man.
Okay.
Fuck Chet, man. I know Chet's been okay. I know Chet's minutes are a little bit better than. I know Chet's minutes have been like significantly better than Hartenstein. I would just never have been a big Chet guy. I'm just not a huge Chet guy. So let's take Duran and be like, yo, the reason they're losing basketball games is Duran isn't having the offensive efficiency in which we need from our secondary star. Tobias, stop shooting the fucking basketball and let's let Duran win on the inside.
That would be nice.
Yeah.
Haven't seen that yet this series.
Absolutely not.
I'm pretty light Duran at the moment.
That's why I wanted to take it. Because I think people are going to let him fall in rooms a little bit more. We haven't said the name of Jalen Green yet. Is there anything to say on Jalen Green?
He's going to shoot a lot.
Damn right he is.
Yeah, he's fine.
Okay. Franz and Tobias come back to us. Suggs is here as well. I'm really cool with any of these four in this tier. Who are your favorite between Franz, Brooks, Harris, and Suggs?
I like Dylan Brooks.
Okay.
And then I would probably say Suggs or Franz at this point.
All right. Well, let's take Franz so we don't give Gumby the super GM by passing teams and him just auto drafting Dink's rankings, because he's going to take Suggs and or Franz next.
Yeah.
And then we could scroll for the last one, because there's a chance this one is duped. It's nice that we flipped the Duran and Chet stuff. It's nice that we got the Io fall in parentheses. But yeah.
I think we're safe because I don't think people like Dylan Brooks as much as us.
Okay. This is good shit. Our maxed PPM hell of a morning. Oh, good shit. Good shit. Actually, shout out to the Troll Co. There we go. Actually, notice they got a little bit of a sale on right now.
Oh.
Yeah, check out that Troll Co.
That's just how well he's doing. He can just discount all his shit now.
Yeah. TrollCoClothing.ca. Hartenstein, AJ Mitchell, Wendell Carter Jr. We are left with the Q tag, Aaron Gordon, and then you swap into Christian Brown. We could also do Io. We could scroll to Anthony Black because we did not take Suggs. That kind of be my pick, I think.
Yeah, that's fine with me.
Yeah, this is kind of what you're left with at the end of every single draft, guys, from the Joker's spot. And Gordon's going to be paired with him a shit ton. And then if he doesn't go, he's going to be swapped into Christian Brown a shit ton. And it's going to be like 90%. And then the overlap in ownership is going to be very significant because nobody takes Gordon before this tier, really, because everybody just takes the guys who aren't questionable. That being said, if Gordon was like a full go tonight, he's a great pick right there. But there's no guarantee of that. And he's re-aggravated. So I lean... I don't know, man. It's a winner. It's a winner go home game. So I err on the side of him trying it out, but I don't know if we're gonna get full tonight from him. Bones kind of cannibalizes with Io a little bit, but if you wanted to play the two of them together, I think it's fine. Oso, if you want to buy minutes in the last round, is probably your best bet here. Never Connolly. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think Aaron Gordon plays tonight. What about you?
I don't have a good read, man. I'll just be watching it the rest of the day. I don't have a good read. I think he was hurt coming in, and then I think he got re-hurt. And then now I think he's going to try and play hurt because he's that kind of dude, and they're down 3-1 and they're at home. And that scares me that he's going to play, and he's going to play limited, or he's going to play limited minutes, or he's going to play ineffective.
Yeah, and who wants any part of that?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. But that's just my bro science opinion. All right, Nez. We have ripped through football. We have ripped through basketball. We got 6 games of baseball to discuss here on the docket. It is a very stars and scrubby pitching style slate. It is the haves and have-nots of the world, where we have kind of like 3 upper echelon aces to start the tiers off. We have 1 potential weather game, and then we have a whole bunch of, I don't know if I want to click this guy. Do we want a Ranger Suarez bounce back? I don't know, bro. With all the pitching at the end of those tiers. So first things first, just anything else macro you would like to add to the slate?
No. I mean, that was very good summary, man. It's a weather slate. It's stars and scrubs, and the stars are in the weather. So fun.
All right. Sounds good. And then we could talk about the weather conditions here as we funnel into that. This is the game in which we are referring to. White Sox and Angels potentially having some weather concerns. The old automated version of Roth has it as a red on their site. There, we have an indoor game at Globe Life, which is not great for hitting. We have an outside game with the marine layer 60 degrees at night at Petco, which is not a great hitting environment. Dodger Stadium, it's the Dodgers, and Dodger Stadium's always halfway decent, but nothing outlandish about those conditions, just 60 degrees, slight wind blowing out. Minnesota, not great for hitting in general, but at least the wind is blowing out despite it being a little cold. Rogers Center plays better for left-handed power and is indoors. Those are your 6 environments there, Nez, and we could jump over to the ballpark, pal, and just look at the home run zone. Home run zone looks best for that Dodgers game and for US Cellular, aka Rate Field today. Globe Life kind of similarly playing there, and some of these playing down conditions are the ones not on our slate. Rogers Center looking kind of like the worst of that mold. And then we kind of have the park factors here just to share there. I'll put it on the screen for everybody to see. Thoughts on weather, park dynamics, etc., Nez?
Yeah, I'm mega concerned about the White Sox game. It looks awful, man. Like Roth has this yellow orange, and he's normally like way more cautious about this stuff. So I'm like really surprised. I just don't think it would surprise me if they postpone this. And we would maybe know hopefully like 2 hours, 3 hours before game time. It just looks miserable, more or less. Like maybe they could play through it, but it looks miserable, and it could potentially be pretty bad. Like south of them, it's big time storms. I just think that there's a lot of potential for this game to go wrong. The problem is that like this is where the chalk is, and do you really want to fade the Angels here against Anthony Kay? Probably not.
So much right-handed power going up against a mid-tier lefty is so enticing.
Yeah, like it's like the play right now. But hopefully though. Yeah, I mean I don't know. It's really difficult, honestly, man. Like I'm worried. I'm worried about it.
Okay. Yeah. All right. That's a tough one to deal through. Okay. Yeah, man, it's such a spot that you want to get to. Fuck. I wish you had been talking me into the weather instead of talking me down the weather, because I was going to talk you down the weather. So now I'm a little bit scared of just Xing that out of my portfolio.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely don't think I would full fade it, but just because it looks good doesn't mean it always ends good. And there's a even if it does play, there's a chance that it's not the game you need. So
Yeah. And it doesn't play the entirety either. Yeah.
Yeah. So right now I'm like kind of grimacing and fading.
Okay. All right. Sounds good, man. I respect the take. Purple Yosh dropping off 5 Bad Bros memberships. Much love, man. Finally got into the positive on the year thanks to a second place finish yesterday. Got to pay my respects for the MLB dailies specifically. Much love, my friend. Much love. Thank you, sir, from our Eliminator champion last year, right?
That's right.
Damn right. No Bo Sox. I'm nibbling at Chicago, but mostly waiting on weather updates and might jam stacks closer to lock. The evergreen problem with potentially doing that is everyone could be doing the same. And then now all of a sudden we're fighting over bad stacks at lock once we get the news. So yeah, I respect the take. That's probably exactly how I would treat it. But that's probably exactly how all of the quote unquote sharps in the community are going to be treating it.
Yeah, I think some people are just like, seeing that Roth called it yellow orange and are just jamming it.
Okay. And potentially why they are jamming it, we see Benintendi, who's not a guy who usually pops, is popping a little bit today. Zach Neto is popping a little bit today. Colson Montgomery, Vargas, these guys are popping in a decent way. Interesting to just not see Murakami at the top of this list. He's a little bit further down, which I just found a little bit interesting given that is the kind of like chalk game environment there. Yeah, Nez, before we get into the pitcher by pitcher the pitcher and like some game by games, are we going to stack it? We going to fade it? We going to whatever? Is there anyone else that's standing out to you here or anything in particular that's standing out?
Dodgers.
Yeah.
Dodgers are like just unbelievably easy to get to, and they're facing Chris Paddock like in LA.
Yeah.
It's just, that is like far and away the comfiest spot right now. And you can stack like 4 of the studs really easily.
Yeah, and it's Miami. They're easy to run on. They're pesky enough to stay around offensively that like you kind of have like not a full-fledged like shelling of a game environment. Let's leave it at that, where guys punt at bats. Not saying they necessarily would, but that sometimes happens. And then you also look at their bullpen, and their bullpen is flat out, just not great right now. So Dodgers, this is a classic, 6-game spot where it's like, you don't necessarily have to overthink it so hard. If the one chalk game has bad weather and the Dodgers are getting a little bit priced down because of it, and you can routinely get good Dodgers stacks, well, maybe this is a time that you pivot off the Never Dodgers mindset for an afternoon because they're just really fucking good.
Yeah, it just seems like such a smash. I mean, Paddock has been so bad this year. Good luck.
Love it. JGFC, what's good, my friend? Obviously, he's going to be in the BBM streets already. All right, dude. I think we talk about the pitching real quick, and then we talk about the stacks and some of the isolated bats. I did see a comment in the chat here. No Jason Dominguez in the pool. So guys who haven't played yet this year and then get called up, sometimes it lags behind for like a day or two. So anticipating no Stanton today, but sounds like Stanton won't go to the IL. So if you're building out some Yankee stuff, just know that there's potentially like one less Yankee bat to take there because Jason Dominguez is not in the pool.
Interesting.
Yeah. All right, dude, let's talk about starting pitching here for a second. There is kind of like a big 3 on the slate. Dylan Cease has shown the highest strikeout rate out of this group, but also kind of the most volatility. Max Fried may be fried, although last time out he showed that he is not that. 9 Ks in that Boston matchup. When it was him versus Ranger Suarez there. These are the big 3 on the slate today. The projections will tell you similarly, according to our guy Cardi, he would have it Cease, Yamamoto, then Max Fried. I put Fried on the cover just because he was the cheapest of the group there. And what do you think about these three?
Yeah, they are the chalk right now. Like, they're going in the first round almost every single time. I get it for sure.
Yep.
I think that they all like we've talked a lot about Cease, like every time that he's on the slate, in terms of his like implosion risk, and we haven't seen it yet, but like I'm kind of tempted to play that angle again here, sure. Against some of these like power hitting lefties in Toronto here against him, just because they're so chalk. And then the Yamamoto, like if you're trying to talk yourself off Yamamoto, it's like, well, Miami's been really good this year. Like they have, like, are they this good? Who knows? But like Stowers is legit. Marcy, Otto Lopez has been solid. Xavier Edwards has been like, these are legit guys, man. Like, and Yamamoto got to in the first inning against the Giants and then just like cruised. He's so good. That like I do think that he's probably like a fine play here, but I think the Marlins double bubble is fun against him.
Okay, cool.
I love Max Fried today, dude. Like I think Fried is my favorite pitcher, cost adjusted.
Okay. With these three, kind of like standing out, the haves and have-nots, the stars and scrubs kind of thing. What percentage of your portfolio do you think you would, prioritize these three versus the rest of the pitchers?
I think I would say greater than 50%, if I'm being honest.
Yeah. I kind of feel similarly.
Yeah.
Yeah. After that, Nez, if you're going to steer away from these three, we have Luis Castillo, who's, a professional ass pitcher, but the strikeout rate has really declined over the last couple of years. Nice to see the velo. He's always been a guy who struggled early in the year with colder conditions, and nice to see the velo is like a little bit back at least. He gets a good place to pitch, but Twins have been pesky. Matthew Boyd came back from the IL last time out and had a soft cap and only went 4 innings, but he's got some strikeout potential, but it's against a lineup that does not strike out a bunch. Randy Vasquez was a monster in Coors last time out and had some really good starts this year. 8 Ks versus Colorado in that one, 8 Ks against Detroit. He's had some nice starts to start this season. This next kind of like chunk of three, will you be drafting them at the 50% frequency, or will you be scrolling below this today?
No, I'll be scrolling past those guys. My choice after those three will be Ranger Suarez and Jack Leiter.
Okay, cool. So you're not buying into the recency bias of what Ranger Suarez has been effectively since becoming a Bosock. He had 2 nice starts in there, and then he had 2 kind of like rough ones there. You're still buying into this is the Ranger Suarez that we've always seen. He can have ceiling against kind of like a watered down Toronto lineup.
Exactly. Yeah, I just think that he's the quality start equity there is pretty high.
Without looking right now, do you know who leads the big leagues in doubles right now?
No, I don't.
Ernie Clement.
Really?
Yeah. Huh. Ernie Clement, regression candidate Ernie Clement. Gotta sign Bo, or you can't let Ernie Clement get ABs every single day.
Wow.
Dude, looking at this lineup right now, this is a bad Blue Jays lineup. They just put it out. Miles Straw leading off, like 0 pop, only speed. Clement, say what you will about him. He's probably getting more disrespected than he deserves to by me calling him like a quad A guy, but like he's definitely like a big league util guy. Vlad's been torching baseballs, but he doesn't hit them out of the yard. Okamoto, he's kind of ups and downs throughout the season thus far. Lynn Sosa, former White Sox, all I need to say, maybe a little bit of pop at times versus lefties. Eloy, been DFA'd a couple times. And then Jesus Sanchez, lefty. Snyder buried down there with pinch hit risk, and then a backup catcher because they're without Kirk still. I like your Ranger Suarez shout here.
Yeah, I just think the lineup is not intimidating at all. So sign me up. I think it's pretty solid.
Yeah, and much longer leash and had better results this season than Matthew Boyd.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Talk me through the Jack Leiter stuff. I don't usually like playing pitching against the Yankees, but it is kind of like playing pitching against the A's and the Angels, where there's a lot of strikeouts available, but there's also a lot of pop on the other side that can ruin your day quite quickly. Thoughts on the Leiter stuff?
Yeah, like you said, it's the Yankees and it's scary, but I think that's why it makes him such a good play. Nobody's going to play him, and it's leverage off of like one of the only teams that people are going to be taking 100% of the time, or like the top 6 of this Yankees order. They're going to be going every single time. So you can neutralize a ton of stacks. And Leiter has ceiling, man. I mean, if there's any, chance that Yamamoto gets banged up by the Marlins a little bit, or Cease or whatever, like Leiter has ceiling. He has one of the highest K props on the slate today, and he's playing in the best park today as well. So maybe you can argue San Diego's better, but in terms of park factor, no park has been worse than Globe Life for run scoring in the past 2 years. So left field is so nasty, but it's Judge, so who cares? And yeah, there's a lot of lefty power, but I'm pretty big on Jack Leiter here. The biggest issue with the Jack Leiter plays, you really got it could really go wrong, right? Yeah. It could really, really go wrong, but he's been solid this year. It's just lefties just really do get to him quite a bit. So hopefully he can overcome some of that lefty power in the lineup.
Okay, cool. Yeah, respect the take, dude. Love it. Our boy Connor P, we affectionately named him last time out. First big league start. He earns a second one here. He had a nice first big league start there. Only 4 innings, but 6 Ks in that one, 82 pitches. Any reason to play him against the Mariners today, or are we just capping our player pool at Leiter and Suarez?
I think Prelip is definitely in play, but I'm not going to be getting to him very much.
Okay. Yeah, I agree with you there. No reason to play Paddock at the Dodgers. And then Kohanowitz is just kind of like, you don't want to take on this weather, and you don't want to. Yeah, I don't want to play pitching in that weather. And if those are going to be chalk bats, I just don't want to play those guys. No need to.
Nope.
Okay, dude, we'll take a look at the sim totals here. As we cited, that chalk game environment kind of having 5s, the Dodgers up there with the 5s. I found the San Diego one kind of just surprising, knowing that it was Matthew Boyd and that they were going back home. So the San Diego total being a little bit higher than I thought. Yankees are kind of in that same range. It looks like Boston and Blue Jays are playing down a little bit comparatively there, and then some decent run totals here from the Sims on Minnesota and the Mariners. So the Sims a little bit more bullish on offense on the whole today than necessarily our original sentiments were. So just kind of interesting to look at. Not much more for me to say there.
Yeah. Yep. Sims always kind of opened my mind up a little bit to some different possibilities here. No surprise they like Sox and Angels so much.
Okay, cool. Back to the beautiful Unabated interface here to walk it through. Red Sox and Blue Jays up there, skinnies, fulls, or fades. I'm going to lean into probably fulls on the Red Sox sides because it's double bubble leverage and it can go so badly for Cease. And then on the Blue Jays side, I already did a skinny this morning, but I don't feel overly confident about it, and I don't like that lineup. And you've talked me into Ranger Suarez today.
Yeah, I'm in total lockstep with you there. I really, really like the lefties for the Red Sox for leverage here.
Cool. Yeah, Roman Anthony back in the middle of that lineup too, after missing a couple ball games there. I think he missed 2 games over the weekend, something like that. Angels and White Sox, man. I think our tentative stance is kind of soft fading the weather here and playing 0 pitching. But will this be skinnies or fulls for you if we get decent weather news?
Full.
Easy game there. Neto was one of the highest picks to click on the Ballpark Pal there. Same with Andrew Benintendi. So definitely some contrarian bats that you can get to in this one if you're playing that game, because White Sox outfield price tags are notably suppressed here comparative to the 3-man infield stack that goes every single time. If you guys are looking there, never playing Peters because he's kind of like a speed only guy. Chase Medrith homered early this season in American Family Field, aka Miller Park, against Jacob Mizrowski, I believe, to start like the season, and then basically hasn't done anything else since then. People are excited to play Everson at times, but I'd rather play Benintendi today leading off.
Yeah, dude, Benintendi's been pretty damn good. Ballpark Pal's been on him every single day that they face a righty. And he's been tearing the cover off the ball. I really like the White Sox here. I will say, I just checked the radar again, and it looks a lot better. So
okay,
it looks like delay and then play.
Okay, cool. So that plays into my sneaky pick to click for the day here. An old-time favorite of the boys, Nez, Travis d'Arnaud. Lefty killer, Travis d'Arnaud. We had Logan Opapi get injured over the weekend there, and this guy is buried down here with a 35-9 with some good hitting conditions. Travis d'Arnaud, lefty killer, breaks a slate once a year with a 2-home run game. And me likey's a little Travis d'Arnaud today.
Yeah, dude, he's getting up there in age, man. And
yes.
But yeah, no, we gotta play Travis d'Arnaud against a lefty whenever the moment presents itself.
Yeah. Yeah, you can play any of the outfielders. It's always more contrarian to do a 3-outfielder build and then omit an infielder there because they're not as frequently stacked. But this is going to be decent chalk here. Vaughn Grisham's been okay recently. Oswald Peraza has had success against lefties this year with multiple home runs against lefties this season. Jan Moncada, switch hitter, will probably be in there. Cool. Let's jump on back here, dude. Mariners and Twins here. Skinnies, fulls, or fades for you, my friend. We got the Connor P and we got Luis Castillo on the hill in a place that's not great for hitting, but at least the wind is blowing out. Yeah,
models seem to really like Twins today.
Okay.
Which I found interesting because, it's Luis Castillo and it's in Minnesota. Been a bit of a Castillo respector, but I think I'd go Skinnies on Twins and Skinnies on Seattle, but I like the Twins more just because I think the Seattle stuff is going to be chalkier, and Twins I think are going way overlooked considering that everywhere I look, models are into Minnesota, so it's very interesting.
Okay, cool. Interesting lineup notes here. Brooks Lee is a switch hitter, and he's hitting in the 2-hole there. They're always prone to get their lineup out there. Cody Clemens with a little bit of pop playing first base. Josh Bell's off to a nice start. Ryan Jeffers in there against a righty is always encouraging. We like to play him more against lefties, but at least there's alleviates any pinch hit risk when he starts righty-righty. Wallner hasn't done shit for us all year here, but at least he's got big-time left-handed power there, and the wind is blowing out. Our guy, the Frog Clone, is coming through with It's a Ryan Jeffers slate. Book it. I like that shout, even though it is righty-righty. Good shouts from Nez on the Mariners stuff. Yankees and Rangers. Nez likes lighter, and he's citing the park as it being terrible for run scoring. Will you be stacking Yankees today? They are Cardi's second highest projected stack on the slate. Thoughts on Rangers and Yankees?
Yeah, I'd full stack Yankees for sure. Yep. If I'm not drafting Yankees, then I'll draft some lighter, but lefties here only for me, other than Judge. And then Texas, no, thank you. I want no part of this.
Okay, cool. Yeah, you talked me into Ranger Suarez. You did not talk me into Jack Leiter today. I will probably not be playing much of Leiter, and I'll be playing more of Yankees bats. Obviously, Jason Dominguez is not going to be in our player pool, but he'll probably be hitting 5th, 6th, 7th. Something like that. But you might get a double catcher build today where it's Ben Rice and Austin Wells together for the handedness. Also could get Ryan McMahon starting. Yeah, I'm thinking at least 7 lefties in the lineup and or switch hitters, including Dominguez there. And then on the other side, dude, if you want to play double bubble against Max Fried is fried. At least they got some righties with some pop there. Like McCutcheon probably hits up in the order. Rake Berger is a lefty killer. Josh Young's been coming to life recently. Sam Haggerty, once upon a time, switch hitter, lefty killer as well. So if you wanted to play the double bubble, I could see it. But yeah, awful run scoring park, as you alluded to, Nez. If you had full faded Rangers all year, outside of that one time at Sacramento where Rake Berger homered twice, they've been super fadeable over and over again.
Yes, they have.
All right.
Yeah, I'm. This looks pretty bad for Texas, man. These guys do not match up well against lefties at all.
Okay, perfect. We got Cubs and Padres up next there, returning to Petco Park here after playing in Mexico City over the weekend. Maybe some travel there that could linger, but that's only about 3.5, 4 hours to Mexico City from San Diego. So that's not too bad. There's worse East Coast flights to West Coast flights there. So yeah, but they have a little hangover from the hitting environment there, Nez. The first game on Saturday lacked fireworks because nobody hit the ball in the air at all in that game. I don't know if you saw some of the charts, but the ball wasn't traveling because nobody was putting it in the air. But then in the second game of the series, we saw 12-7, which was more in line with what we thought would happen in Mexico City. Thoughts on Padres and Cubs here, because both the pitchers are getting drafted quite early. There might be some opportunities for leverage, especially when we said we like that Suarez grouping better.
This one's interesting. I do like the righties against Matthew Boyd. So I would go Foles there because I think they match up really well against him. And then I would do Foles against Randy Vasquez as well. Cubs just tearing the cover off the ball, man. I respect Randy Vasquez. I think he's a good pitcher. So I'm not. It's just way more like do as I say, not as I do. But Cubs are good, and But I respect Randy Vasquez, so I'm not going to be doing it a ton. But on a slate like this, dude, you should probably full stack the Cubs once or twice.
Okay, respect it, dude. Probably not expecting a ton of lefties in this lineup, so probably no Gavin Sheets. You'll probably see Andujar in there, France in there. You'll probably see Ramon Liriano leading off. You can always play Tatis and Machado. Merrill's okay, lefty. He'll probably be like the one lefty that's in there for sure. Maybe Cronenworth's in there. But yeah, you might even get a Merrill rest day and get Ramon Laureano and Duhar and Nick Castellanos in there. I would bet that you do as well. Okay. Yeah, especially like traveling back from Mexico City, lefty. Like I think you might get some more of the righties in there today. But
if you don't pick Castellanos today, why did you sign him?
Sure. Yeah. It's kind of weird. Like him and Andujar are kind of like sharing a role that neither guy wants.
Yeah, it's not good. So one of those guys will play outfield, and Ty France also will probably get in the lineup.
Yeah, Cubs, Michael Busch coming to life in recent memory. You cited the Ian Happ stuff. I know you're a Randy Vasquez respector, but I definitely will have some Michael Busch one-offs in my life today. Yeah,
as you should.
Yeah, just got enough power to matter. He's coming around in a decent way. Left-handed power plays better there. And then last game on the slate, dude, chalk Dodgers and then pesky Marlins on the other side. Dodgers ADPs are a little bit pressed down for like a guy like Kyle Tucker. You could pair him kind of like ad nauseum with Ohtani. It's probably going to be very routinely done. Muncy has a probable tag and kind of like, falls back, but he had an illness on Sunday and then they said it was a planned day off. So I assume he's back in there today. And Will Smith has the Q tag on the bench with a back thing on Sunday. He missed multiple games over the weekend. So yeah, I don't know. Keep your Winhurst up for potential getting Dalton Rushing in there today, which would make your Dodgers stuff contrarian. So how you treating Dodgers today? I know you're stacking them full, but how you treating them?
I mean, man, they are just like So easy to do. I think the one thing that I'm trying to do more is doing it without Ohtani as much, which like, yeah, it feels bad, but like so much of these stacks are just centered around Ohtani, but doing them without him, and trying to get unique that way, feels bad. But maybe there's a chance that he's, not the guy you need. I don't know, man. Take a starting pitcher instead, and then try to stack these Dodgers up. They're just like I want like a Dodger in every lineup, man.
Okay. Respect it, man. I like the take. I'm good with that, man. Marlins side of things, you kind of cited maybe some skinny stacks with the lefties just for double bubble leverage, but for the most part, fade.
Yeah. For the most part, fade, but they're so pesky, man. I do want some. So let me just say skinnies. Let me say skinnies. Stowers is fun, but like Yamamoto is such a dog.
Yeah. Good reminder here that, Dalton Rushing is the greatest to ever do it. He's been phenomenal this year. That's all our stacks, man. Cardi ranks it out in terms of raw points in 5-man stacks. Dodgers, Yankees, Twins, Cubs, which is kind of surprising relative to ADP. Angels, Mariners, White Sox, Marlins, Red Sox, Padres, Rangers, Blue Jays. There is your peek behind the Cardi paywall, courtesy of Cardi. All right, dude. Let's rip it. One more spot to draft a little baseball with the boys.
Are you gonna do any more BBMs today?
No, not yet. I mean, maybe I'll do one cheeky one in the evening. I will say, I'm not a big draft the dailies a night before kind of guy when I'm watching the sport that's on my TV. I'm sweating the games. I'm enjoying the games. I don't want to be thinking about tomorrow's slate while I'm watching today's slate. That's kind of like just who I am. So I have missed the drafting a best ball in the evenings kind of my life, where it's like, if the wife's out and she goes to like a gym class or whatever, and before I play puck or something, to just rip a dance draft, rip a Zamboni, rip a whatever. So I will resume that chapter of my life now that football is back in a full capacity. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel you. Like the dailies the day before, like I it's sort of like a necessary evil, but I prefer not to do it.
Right. Yeah. I like to do my daily drafting, a couple before the show, get my takes ready, then do the show, then do my drafts and whatever. And I admittedly, I do miss out on CLV quite frequently because of that structure, but that's how I like to, do it. I'm not maximizing my EV every damn day in these drafts like some of you sickos are. I'm the guy who's prioritizing the conversation around the drafts more so than my drafts myself.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to Jay Witz, man. Say what up in the chat. Haven't seen you in the chat in a minute. Jay Witz is in here. One of the OG 4+1 stackers back in the day. We got the Wood in here. We got Jay Baconator in here. We got Sup and we got Car Park. All friends of the community hanging out.
Man, I am not sure if Jay Baconator has had a losing day in the last like 2 weeks.
Sick, man.
Just on another level right now. It's crazy.
All right, dude. We have the Max Fried decision as kind of the end of the tier. You talked about doing Dodgers without Ohtani. We could start that. We could also do the Angels stuff. What stands out to you?
Definitely want Max Fried.
All right.
Definitely. And then I could do Trout.
Let's do Michael Nelson then. I'll never say no.
Now that we have permission from myself to do so.
There you go. Brock's coming for that Jay Baconator money today. Yeah, he's been very, very good this year.
Yeah, Car Park's got no fear going with Murakami.
All right. Just figuring out our schedule for tomorrow. So Nez is going to be joining us tomorrow. So we may or may not have a replacement for Off and On the Clock tomorrow. But regardless, we're going to have Off and On the Clock tomorrow at 12 p.m. Eastern. And it's going to be all football tomorrow. So that'll be fun.
Nice.
All right. Murakami goes there. Kyle Tucker goes there. We see a Fernando Tatis. So Jay Witz is doing exactly what I alluded to earlier. He's a renowned 4+1 guy. Jay Baconator is jamming Dodgers lefties and some powerful ones at that.
Yeah. Looks good, doesn't it? To see it.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? Yeah. What are you thinking here? A couple more Angels. We could do like a Neto and a Travis d'Arnaud to be contrarian. We could do another outfielder and a Neto. I kind of want to do something more creative than just like a 4 or a 5 man.
I do like Neto.
Sure.
You could just play this game.
Do you like Adele?
I do like Adele.
Should we just do this, or should we leave a spot for Travis d'Arnaud?
Now do this.
You're
gonna have to. Okay, what are you gonna do?
Let's play d'Arnaud.
All right.
And then we got to be the guys who fuck around and find out.
Okay.
This
is probably my only draft, so let's do it.
Let's do Travis d'Arnaud, and then we will do 2 one-offs.
Okay.
Contrarian home run one-offs. One's an outfielder, one's an infielder.
Okay.
Okay.
That I can do.
Purple Yosh, are you in the chat right now?
He was.
That's fog. Let's be real. The Adele suggestion was just to get to d'Arnaud.
We know.
Yeah, what? I don't know. Maybe if we're doing some eliminator stuff tomorrow, maybe Purple Yosh might have to make a debut. I don't know.
Ooh.
What do we think?
Offers there. Oh, there he is.
Yeah. Maybe if Purple Yosh wants to talk a little bit of Eliminator, slide the DMs or slide Pete's DMs. That might be a fun idea for tomorrow. Not to put any pressure. Maybe you don't want to. Maybe you don't want that smoke. I did not see the Naylor Q tag before. Okay. Michael Bush, man. I'm going Michael Bush as a pick to click today as a little bit of a scroll, not a full scroll. And then Nez is going to give us a home run from an outfielder. How about that, Nez?
All right.
Pick to click, Michael Bush. And then it could be a one-off. It could be an Angel. It could be a stacking partner. It doesn't matter.
Let's do... How far off the board do you want me to go?
Why don't you just go with your heart, dude?
Let's take Kyle Stowers.
Dude, I love that you said Stowers. Nice. Get a little bit of leverage off the Yamamoto stuff. I love it, dude. Little Kyle Stowers home run in a good environment. He was on my short list as I was scrolling there. I think any of the Cubs stuff to skinny stack was good. I think Adele, any one-off Dodger was probably bad because it's always going to be stacked, or maybe that makes it good. I don't know. I think Laureano was fine. I think Larnick or Wallner was fine. But I love your pick, dude. That feels good.
Something fun.
Yeah. Could also have gone with like a Willer Abreu. Willer Abreu as a one-off felt good as a pick to click.
Yeah, definitely. Like one of those guys against SP1 or 2.
Yeah. Sounds good. Naylor is in. Naylor, I hardly know her. Yeah, this is actually a good point. Purple Yosh saying can't draft the eliminator without knowing the buys.
Yeah, but
yeah,
Pete just talked Best Ball Mania for 4 hours, so we got to do him a favor.
That's actually a good point. All right, dude. I think that's pretty good. We serviced the people here, man. We did everything. We did everything, dude. I might do a little puck draft for the people. If any of my puck heads are still in the chat, if I see one person say something nice about puck in the next minute and a half, I will do a puck draft before we fully sign off here. But if I do not see any love for the puck, we're just riding off in the sunset. Yeah, fun team there, Nez. Little Angels stack where we think the weather is a little bit better than we originally thought. And then, yeah, we tack on a couple one-offs there in Bush and Kyle Stowers for some leverage. Nez likes Max Fried today. We are both a little bit scared about Aaron Gordon. And all right, Car Park wants some effing puck. So, Nez, you say bye to the people and you remind everybody what you are doing for the remainder of the day.
All right, yeah, I'm out. I'm doing MLB, I'm doing NBA, and then yeah, we're drafting 150 puppies. So if you want the smoke, you know where to find me.
Nez will be in the puppy lobbies.
I'll tip off the Discord when I'm entering my first 20.
All right. Sounds good. So get in the lobbies with Nez there for the puppy drafts, and he will be in everything else rest of the way. Peace out to our guy Nez as I jump on over to the puck streets here. Only 2 games to talk about this evening. We will jump into the contest. These are 4-person drafts here. We got the Battle of Pennsylvania there, and we have the Knights versus Utah in that one. Golden Knights falling behind in that series, and Pittsburgh gaining a game in that series, going back home tonight down 3-1. 2 more spots in the puck streets. We have seen, the landscape of puck get flipped on its head a little bit here, because all the goalies that people thought were quote unquote safe in the Zamboni drafts are no longer starting for their teams. So we were wrong about the Colorado goalie thus far. We were wrong. And I say we as in ADP. Other people's portfolios may indicate otherwise. We were wrong about the Edmonton goalie. They've had a change in net. We have Seelovs now in net for the Penguins. So we were wrong about that one. Carolina, we've been wrong the whole time. Frederik Andersen has been the goalie this whole time. So the Zamboni streets are a bloodbath of if you are getting goalie scoring or not. UPL or ULP or however the hell you say his name for Buffalo, we were wrong about that because Alex Lyon is now back from his injury and started yesterday and records. Did he record a shutout yesterday? I turned that game off when it was 4-0. But he very well could have got a shutout yesterday as well. So, I mean, man, just going to be crazy. Yeah. All right, here we go. Whom is in the streets with us? I Like Kitties is in here. Car Park is in here. Williams in here with us. Car Park is starting with Jack Eichel, who looks like the only competent player on the Knights as of right now. Logan Cooley and Clayton Keller both playing big time minutes. Cooley plays with Gunther. Keller plays more minutes. Let's have a little fun out here and go scrolling right off the start. All right. Let's go with Porter Martone. He's getting a ton and tons of shots right now. He's just been fun to watch. And then let's go scrolling down to Owen Tippett because I love Owen Tippett. He had a bad game last time out. Cooley pairing up the line mates there. Wow. Blake flexing the played against Lion in high school. Shout out. Nice. 6-1. Struggling in the puck streets. He needs the slump buster tonight. The slump buster. Yeah, your boy got lucky in the puck streets yesterday. Just fired 6 of them off there and came in second place because I just knew the best plays. You get the Nathan McKinnon one-off. You go for the Suzuki Caulfield. You go with Cutter, and then you scroll past Jackson Lacombe, and you go to John Carlson there. Your boy, so hot right now. All right. What else should we do here? I'm trying to come up with a plan on the fly here. I guess we got boxed out a goalie, so we have to take Carter Hart. All right, let's take Evgeny then. Oh, shit. Did I miss the click? We'll take Evgeny to fill. We'll play Pennsylvania game for offense, which is probably not the smartest idea in the world. Did Letang already go? Okay, Letang can be our scroll then. All right, let's play Marner as a one-off. All right, this works out. Okay, so we're going to go Malkin, Marner. We're going to go Martone and Tippett, even though they don't technically play together until the power play. But Owen Tippett does so much in terms of like hits and stuff like that. We could have put Zegras with Tippett to scroll even further. And then we'll go contrarian at the blue line here. We could do like Ristolainen, but like, because he'll get some power play correlation. Sanheim's fine. Rasmus Anderson is fine. But I want to go scrolling here. I was drafting Mackenzie Weegar before it was cool, and now he's chalk. Guys, just remember, never wrong, just early. Let's scroll past it all and find our guy who's going to be a little bit contrarian tonight. And I think we could do Chris Letang with Malkin. That feels a little contrarian. Or we can do Hannafin. I think either of them work. Marner plus Hannafin. Nobody's drafting Hannafin. Or we could do Letang, who scored last time out, and he scores or does something alongside Evgeny. I'm good with it. We assume Carter Hart's in net tonight, right? I don't have to go check and see if they're going to go to bad vibes, Aiden Hill. The irony, yes, we are confirmed Carter Hart is playing tonight. All right, cool. So Carter Hart's going to be our goalie. And then let's scroll where no man will scroll. And we will take Noah Hannafin. Once upon a time, the prize acquisition to be the skeleton key to push the Golden Knights to the promised land of the playoffs. Let's do it. We will scroll all the way the F down and have some fun. Yeah, Carter Hart, it's funny to say that he is the good vibes guy opposed to Aiden Hill. But such has been the case since Torts has taken over there. So pretty fun team there. Pretty fun team. A little bit of a contrarian Philadelphia pairing. A couple or a one-off with Malkin just as a goal scorer with some power play 2 there in that same game environment. And then we go ahead and we stack up Marner and Hannafin. 2 games of puck tonight. You guys enjoy it. We see a Letang pick there. We see a Dorofeyev pick there. Man, Utah's really interesting right now. For whatever reason, they just insist. And I mean, it's working. It's working. They're winning the series, but they just insist on playing the Keller and Schmaltz line so much more than the Cooley and Gunther line. And I don't know, man. When I see Cooley and Gunther out there, they look so much more impactful. But that's neither here nor there. All right, fun to get one puck draft in to close things off. If you guys missed it at the top, we were doing BBM. So BBM to start things off there. Then we covered basketball, baseball, and now we did a little bit of hockey if you are going to ape a game environment tonight, I think it's probably going to be that Utah and Golden Knights one there, opposed to the Battle of Pennsylvania. But it was nice to see some scoring finally in that series last time out, a little bit more back and forth there. Don't stack against your own Tendy. The Cardinal rules, and we have 2 confirmed goalies for tonight. We have Seelovs and we have Carter Hart. I'm a big Seelovs fan, just in a vacuum. Shout out to Joshua. Thank you, my friend. Much love to everybody who tuned in today. Back tomorrow at 12 p.m. Eastern with Pete to talk some football and the fallout of the NFL draft and draft some BBM, most likely, because Purple Yosha's right. We should wait for the Eliminator schedule before talking about Eliminator with him. But yeah, everybody's favorite time of the show, the end. Peace.